Universal truth number 14, pain sucks. If you haven't yet tried Relief Factor, what are you waiting for? Go to relieffactor.com, get their 3-week quick start pack for just $20 and see if it helps your chronic pain. Relieffactor.com. If you're tired of being fat, that's the simplest way I can put it, try Riduzone. It's not magic, it's science. It's a simple way to help keep yourself from overeating. Go to Riduzone. That's Riduzone.com.
The Adrian Slade Show.
Again, and I've said this in the past, a business does not exist to give you a minimum wage job. You are hired as an employee because in your self-interested quest to earn money, you will then be motivated to help the vision of the business creators and owners who seek their goal, who hired you to help facilitate it. The big business isn't built to provide charity in the form of hiring. They're not there just to give everybody a job. And it isn't a relationship of top-down exploitation of the little guy they've hired. That's what a lot of people think of. Oh, the big business, big corporation, they're running me dry. You know, that's the Sanders look, the Bernie Sanders people. They love to look at business like, oh, I'm a slave to this business. But you know what? Your self-interest to make money is what puts you in a symbiotic relationship with the business that hires you. Both self-interests are from both parties are involved in this situation.
MoJo 50. The question isn't who's going to let us. The question is who's going to stop us. Adjust your mojo now. Thank you. The mothership has landed. Doc Thompson. Brad Staggs. The mighty MoJo 50.
I think my head may explode today. I think this might be the day.
I'll be gentle next time.
Wow. Before I get into all that, wanted to stop for a second and say thank you. Thank you for hanging in here with us. Thank you for putting up with all of the transitional stuff. And as we move forward, things will smooth out and or they won't. They'll either smooth out or they won't. Yeah.
You're just going to say brace yourself.
Yeah.
And hope the tension eases in.
Yeah, exactly.
Just relax. Just relax. It'll feel better tomorrow.
We're working on things, and thank you for blowing up the website yesterday with all the Doc Thompson merchandise. That's at mojo50.com, and you click on shop, and then you'll see the Doc Thompson tab, and then you click on that, and you'll find everything in the whole site. This is the last day for 10% off. So make sure if you're going to buy something, you do it today to save 10%. Otherwise, we suck a little more money out of your pocket starting again tomorrow. So get your Doc Thompson stuff today. All right, deep breath. I'm just going to, I didn't even want to get into this, but, oh, Lord. Michael Cohen, in his testimony, or whatever the hell you call it, this was the statement of all of the other stuff. I mean, he paid for this, and the president wrote a check for that, and just all of the garbage. This was the thing. I heard this, I think it was this morning, and it almost made the top of my head blow off.
Thank God you weren't.
Indeed, given my experience working for Mr. Trump, I fear that if he loses the election in 2020, that there will never be a peaceful transition of power.
There will never.
So he's going to throw a conniption fit in the White House front lawn and be like, no, this is ridiculous. Hold it hostage.
Yeah.
Well, what exactly does that mean?
I don't know. What? And then on CNN this morning, I know, why am I watching CNN? Because I find it entertaining.
No, you also want to be balanced. You are fair, and you watch both sides of the coin. I've seen you do that.
They're up there saying, I think Mr. Cohen did a good job yesterday. We have a credible, and the things he's accusing the president of. This guy he lied to Congress. He's going to prison. And they're sitting there listening to him like he is the truth teller of all time.
There's a solution for this. You just go to YouTube and you surf the YouTube wormhole. Don't watch this stuff. Watch the highlights. Nobody watches this stuff. Nobody's gonna take it seriously.
Half of the country.
They're the insane half
is watching and is listening to this guy. And he seems credible to me. Why would he lie about these things? He's going to prison. He has no reason to lie.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense to them. Logic doesn't make sense to them anyways. They don't understand that if you get punched in the face, hey, that was a punch in the face. No, I was really trying to kiss you. Instead, they want to be, they want their minds raped, and they want to believe that this is all good for the nation.
It is absolutely and again, I didn't vote for the guy. I didn't vote for the president.
You don't have to.
But the hypocrisy is let's see. Hold on. I think he also said
my law license.
Oh, this is yes. He says his relationship with the president cost him all these
family's
things.
Happiness,
his family's
friendships, my law license, my company, my livelihood, my honor.
He lost
my reputation.
He lost.
Hey, you know what I'm going to do? Here's what I'm going to do. And guys behind the glass, check this out. So I know we're live on video. So we got a Facebook feed, you know, a Twitter feed. So we got people that, and then we're live on iHeartRadio, and we got sponsors for the show. I'm going to get up, strip down, run around here, and be as offensive as I can to every possible group out here. And then when I get fired, escorted from the building, handcuffed or whatnot, I'm going to dry hump your leg, and then I'm going to say this was all your fault. This is your fault, Brad. I'm going to lose it, but it's your fault.
Well, first of all, what makes you think you'd get arrested for running around here naked? You'd probably,
no.
You'd probably get an award.
That's a good point.
And a raise. A little different.
Oh, my God. They're quick on the MeWe chat room.
Oh, yeah.
They're very quick. They got some. I don't look like that, but there's goals.
Yeah. Don't feed them scraps. They will gobble them up. Yeah. In the meantime, while all this was happening up on Capitol Hill, the president, of course, in North Korea, they're in Hanoi, the talks broke down, and it turned out to be all about the sanctions. The North Korean leader wanted all of the sanctions lifted. The president said, hey, we can't do that. They're willing to denuke a large portion, but if they want us to...
was Jane there?
Jane?
Hanoi Jane?
No, I don't believe she was at that particular meeting. I was looking at all of the sanctions we have. I can understand why they want them lifted. I mean, we've got this money laundering. You can't do business with this, and you can't sell, supply, transfer to or from North Korea any precious metal, graphite, raw or semi-finished stones, metals, aluminum, steel, coal, or software for integrating industrial processes directly related to weapons of mass destruction. I know. If I was in North Korea, I would want them lifted too. So I don't know. Is he playing the president?
Oh, of course. Everybody's going to try and do what they can for that. They're going to try to get. You know what? If anything is doing is Trump is validating Kim Jong, my sister's ass, whatever his name is, even more by meeting with them. I think he's done something that no president I'm aware of has ever done. And you've seen this. It's a media attack. He is absolutely advocating, fighting for our country, whatnot. Oh my God, the president's going over to meet with Kim Jong again. Let's get on. Let's just happen to schedule this hearing now so it interrupts the good that he's doing.
Right. Yes. But that's our take right there on the national politics. So let's move on to making a murderer, shall we? Because
I got a little personal investment in that.
Yes. When this first came out,
you like firing me up. You like getting me pissed in the morning. Go ahead.
This guy's been in jail. Stephen Avery, I'm sure you're familiar. If you're not, Making a Murderer is on Netflix. It premiered a couple of years. Was it 2015?
Yeah.
And this thing went from 2.3 million people watching it to in 35 days.
He's innocent.
To something crazy like 35 million people watching this whole thing. It was stunning. It was 19 million, me, in 35 days. It's stunning how by word of mouth this series got so much attention, and the story is fascinating. And if you watch the story, you realize, if you have half a brain, this guy was set up. Stephen Avery was set up to take the fall for this murder. They didn't. And backing up just a little bit, he spent 10 years in prison before
I believe
he
it
was
was longer. I believe it was more than that first. I believe he was in there for I think 18 years.
Maybe, yeah.
He was in there.
He's been in there most of his life, hasn't he?
Yes, he has.
Because he's a 50-something now.
I want to go on public record by saying I do think Stephen Avery is innocent. I do. Mostly because I know I don't know her. I've met her. I have a connection to Kathleen Zellner. And she is not going to take a case because she will prove you're guilty.
You're right.
But here's something I have to qualify is that I don't believe that the police, as a totality, were out to get him. Here's what I know about cops. Cops, for the most part, they are more interested in solving a crime than getting the truth. So instead of the truth, they want to connect. They want guilty verdicts. That's what they want.
That's their win. That's their
the
W.
Win. That's the win. They got a hard on for getting that W on there. So I do think that with the sheriff at the time and some of those cops, I do think that they may have planted evidence and they went after him. They wanted to avoid that $1 billion friggin' payout he was going to get for the first 18 years. But my disclosure is, I think he's innocent, but I don't think that the police as a whole went after him. They just wanted to win on the board.
Sorry about being bell deficient. Okay. We're also working on that. And you're right. You nailed it with the money. It all boils down to the money.
Would have bankrupted them.
Oh, yeah. And you think that was going to bankrupt him? Wait until this one gets him.
Oh, yeah.
Zellner is going to rip them a new one.
She is a bitch.
She is. She's a tough woman. And, when she was younger, she was very, she's still attractive.
I would.
Boy,
I would. I would. She's got.
Yes, she sure does. But the news that came out a couple of days ago, she tweeted out, Avery update, we won, back to circuit court. So what they're going to do is the evidence that she presented means they're going to listen to his case again. At first, he was no possibility of parole and no possibility that they would listen to the case again.
I'm sorry. It's a bunch of crap. I honestly think that, and I don't know about you, but when I'm done with an ex, I'm done with an ex. I don't look at them. I block them on Facebook. I don't even have the whole, hey, do you want to come over for a little boot knocking? No, nothing. You're done. The hairs on the back of my neck stood up when I watched the first, and this is a spoiler for any of you guys who haven't seen it, but it's not. You watched her ex-boyfriend coordinate with the current boyfriend trying to find her. That guy's got some involvement in it. And I think that Brendan Dassey, his mom's boyfriend, has something to do with it.
Oh, and that poor kid. Watching the interrogation of him in the first part, and then in the second season, when they go over, I feel bad for that kid. He's obviously, he has some sort of a learning disability. There's something going on in there,
and that's a predatory tactic.
Yeah.
Again, my connection is that my police chief, for 16 hours, bullied a girl who had a verbal IQ of 70 into confessing a crime and commit. She's also
much like Isaac over there.
There you go. But he's I would.
He might get 75.
But he where am I going? But that's my connection. She's got Zellner as an attorney.
Right.
So Zellner only defends the innocent. But that's a police tactic. That's what kills me. Is as a law enforcement officer, if you're investigating or you're doing any kind of crime, you are lawfully allowed to lie to get answers in an interrogation. You can't make promises. Right. You can't go, hey, Brad, you know what? I'm going to make sure that you get out of this.
Right.
But
you can say, look, your buddy over there in the next room, he's already admitted to you guys doing this, and or he's throwing you under the bus. Or...
I asked in the academy. I asked Zof, that was his name, our law professor. I said, listen, I can lie, I can act, I can pretty good. I'm good at getting in women's pantses. Can I take that and say, hey, Brad, listen, it's just you and me in the room right now, and I understand that when you see 4-year-old girls and they're dressed up the way they are, and their pigtails are like that, and their mother puts makeup on them. Right. Listen, I get the urge, man. I fight it. I fight it, but my department doesn't know.
Right.
I'm with you on this. Sometimes you just want to.
Right.
And the whole room got uncomfortable. And my professor goes, if you do that in your career, you will be very successful at getting interrogations. But you feel filthy.
Right.
You feel filthy. And it's disgusting.
Well, and it's like being in the FBI. You have to start thinking like if you're tracking a serial killer, you have to start thinking like a serial killer. And you have to, which is, I would imagine, why a lot of those guys end up with some
drinking issues.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because you've got to get down in the gutter and play at their level to understand and to track them and to find them. And the Stephen Avery, one of the biggest things that Kathleen Zellner has pointed out is that the bones that they found in the burn pit didn't get DNA tested. and they were given back to the to Teresa Halbach's family, which potentially was illegal, and they removed evidence that could have. So this whole thing is, I think it's going to be a big turnaround.
Oh, he's getting out. He's getting out.
Yeah, it'll take a little while, and he's not only going to get out, he is going to get a sizable.
He's
paycheck.
going to own that. He's going to own Wisconsin.
Is it Cook County?
No, he's up in Wisconsin, Manitowoc. Manitowoc County. If I'm not correct,
I think you're right. You're right.
Yeah, hater. We're gonna have some Moosehead beer. You want to go down into fishing for some walleye?
The guy in California who just got out of prison after 39 years and was exonerated on DNA evidence got 21 million. I think that's going to look like a paltry sum once they pay off Stephen Avery. This is, if you haven't watched Making a Murderer, we haven't given anything away that you're not going to.
No, part 1 and 2. You gotta watch.
Outstanding.
You'll binge if it's like a freezing day and you got nothing to do. Yeah, it's 10 parts, an hour each part I think for both series. It's gonna make you sick to your stomach. And anybody in law enforcement who's like, "Oh, this guy's guilty," blah blah blah.
Right.
You know, I understand that it was a documentary for entertainment purposes. I respect that, but they're not going to put something out there that that doesn't have merit. And I've been blessed enough, due to social media, my social media context, where I've actually had people who know the Avery family and work with the Avery family, advocating for him. They've told me some things behind the scenes which validate Stephen's innocence. And yeah, from a personal point of view, just knowing how cops are, and they are more interested in a guilty verdict than they are in the truth. Yeah, they use facts to manipulate and create the story that they want for the victory versus the truth.
And they never expected this thing to get this sort of
hell no
anal probe attention.
Oh God, no.
And so now that they have, especially the former prosecutor, what a slime ball he is.
No, here's the thing too, and he mishandled it. He mishandled it. You know what? Here's the deal. If you guys, and this is for men, pay attention, guys. We're all scumbags. Yeah, we are all scumbags.
Men are pigs.
Every one of us has our head turned on a daily basis by some, friggin' bag of boobs that just walks past you, and you're like, oh my God, what I want to do. And you're going to open a door. You're going to text. And in today's day and age, I don't care how many of you think, I shouldn't put this on paper because it's traceable. You're going to do it. You're going to do. I do on a daily basis think between my legs. Anyways, always come clean.
No, wrong bell.
Oh, I'm sorry. This bell is for what then?
That's for just exciting things.
Oh, well, yeah, it was exciting.
No, it's
okay. Friggin', you better get
There's
used to.
There's a double entendre bell there.
Get used to ringing that one then.
See. You're just following Matt Locke's example. He's bad.
Just come clean.
Yes.
And my point is
number 3.
If Ken Kratz had sat there and said, "Hey, we got information that you're sexting one of the defendants in the case," we're like, yeah, found her attractive.
Yeah.
I'm sexually attracted to her. It's not breaking any laws. It's breaking ethics, but it's not breaking laws. What's your next question? I want to F her.
Right.
If you guys just beat people to the punch, you'll be fine. So just come clean.
That's all you got to do. That's all. If you've seen it, Isaac, have you watched the Making a Murderer?
Not yet.
¿Por qué no?
Oh.
¿Por qué no?
I don't know. Just haven't got the chance for it.
Ay, Dios mío.
You need to spend a little time doing that.
Looking into that.
Here for just a second, I need you to help me out, Izzo, on this next spot. I've got to talk about Riduzone. And I'm going to talk about the active molecule. So I just want you, when I refer to OEA, I want you to go ahead and just read the name of the molecule. So
you son of a bitch.
OEA is as
oleethylamide.
Okay, I'll let you have a second shot at it. Go ahead. It's
oleolethan. Yeah, break this down.
You got this. You got this. Come on.
Okay.
You've got it.
You
got it.
Oleethylamide. Oleethylamide. I was in a band.
So close.
What is this?
So close. That is OEA. That's the molecule that is produced.
I was in a band called oleethylamide.
See?
We were a tribute to Mick Jagger.
See? I knew that you would appreciate it.
6 gigs we had. This is our longest gig ever.
That's usually found in your intestines, by the way. It's responsible for the feeling of full after meals, or at any other given time. That is that's what you'll find in Riduzone. If you go to riduzone.com, you can learn more about the effects of OEA, or as my colleague to the left says, it is
Oleethanolmide.
Or something along those lines. Fights food cravings, and it actually can fight a slow metabolism, because as we get older, they discovered that if you exercise when you're older, it can actually have the opposite effect on your metabolism, can actually slow it down. I read that. It was like, damn it, this is not fair. You get old, you get sedentary, you try to exercise, and that slows everything down. But here's what Riduzone does. It helps you support a healthy weight with a lower calorie consumption and the efficient metabolism of body fat. That's what it does. In other words, what you want to do is it's what, garbage in, garbage out. If you can cut down on the garbage that you're eating, then in theory and in practice, you're going to shed some of those pounds.
Okay,
So,
F and FL man on Twitter, Rants of Izzo is just now learning the meaning of the bells. HR, what the hell? I'm sure that the brown boy behind the glass knows which bell to use. Hashtag what I learned today. Let me explain something.
He's a slow learner.
On my show, we use the desktop bell. We don't use the cowbell. Use the desktop bell, because you know what? That's what I grew up listening to radio on. So you know, go screw your sister and send me video.
Wait until I explain this one. Riduzone.com. That's R-I-D-U zone. R-I-D-U zone.com. In other news, this is what I thought we should just do a little round robin, find out what we've been missing. This is Justin Fairfax. He is the Lieutenant Governor of Virginia. And he had this to say on the Senate floor there at in Virginia. I just said this is another one of those that you're going to have to take a deep breath and listen. What he compares the accusations against him to.
On the floor of this very Senate, where people were not given any due process whatsoever, and we rue that. We talk about hundreds, at least 100 terror lynchings that have happened.
He's comparing his sexual assault allegations to terror lynchings.
Okay, you got to, because I'm lost.
This is Justin Fairfax, the lieutenant governor in Virginia.
Correct, who's now being accused of...
He had sexual assault allegations levied against him, a couple of women. Now, he was second in command under Northam. So the whole hullabaloo was after Northam comes out with the, I was in blackface, I wasn't in blackface, I'm not leaving. Everyone stepped up and thought, uh-oh, here we have a black guy that's number 2 in command, and then these allegations come out against him, which screwed the whole pooch on getting rid of Northam, who's decided not to leave. And then I think you have the attorney general.
So which is worse,
too.
Being racist or being a sexual assault deviant?
Exactly. Yes, the answer is Listen to that one more time. We
talk about hundreds. At least 100 terror lynchings that have happened.
Terror lynchings. What's a terror lynching?
I had to go back and listen to it again, too. It's terror, not terror.
Okay, so what's a terror lynching?
A terror lynching. I was going to say, is there any other kind of lynching?
So this is hundreds of terror lynchings.
He's saying right there in Virginia.
Digging back, to the 1800s or whatnot?
Yes, going way, way back, yes.
What does it have to do with now?
Well, that's exactly it. But he wants to pull out, he's pulling the race card again, which is either brilliant or incredibly stupid.
Again, here's how you handle this one. Hey, gang, excuse me, I'm going to make an announcement. Being a male who's in a position of power and authority tends to attract women.
Isn't that weird?
And when you're in a position of authority that attracts women and you do not give women the attention that they want actively, or you mistakenly do it. You know, I was in the office one day, I was in the mood, I was a little bit feisty, a little bit aroused, and I decided to take out my aggressions and lust in a verbal conversation with a female that gave her some hope. And 3 months later, 4 months later, 10 years later, she's mad that I haven't followed up on that. The proverbial, you didn't call me the next day.
Don't you think I'm pretty?
Oh, my gosh.
Do you not think I'm pretty?
You said you...
How come I'm not pretty?
I will not be ignored, Dan. And she's boiling a rabbit in my apartment. So now she's going to come up and say, he raped me. He assaulted me. He did this. Didn't we all read To Kill a Mockingbird? Didn't we all know that little kids and women sometimes, no, I'm not a woman hater, but I know the power that women have. They can ruin men's careers by saying, he sexually assaulted me. So, you know what? Yeah, I'm having these conversations. I got something between my legs. I like pursuing women. Next.
But when you start pulling out the race card in this situation and trying to compare what you're being accused of to lynchings, this is not helping the entire nationwide situation where race relations are
focus on you.
They are crumbling around us.
Focus on you.
Everyone keeps throwing gasoline on the fire. Can we not all just get along.
It's the epitome of, I know you are, but what am I?
By the way, you mentioned bunny boiler.
Yeah, those are Glenn Close.
I want to see if Isaac knows what a bunny boiler is. You know what a bunny boiler is?
I have no idea.
All right. So here's a little life lesson for Isaac and the youths of America. A bunny boiler is a crazy woman. She is a woman who, if I can't have you, no one can. That kind of a woman. And it was in Fatal Attraction with Michael Douglas and Glenn Close, and he has an affair with her, and she then he decides he's getting back with his wife, who is, what's her name?
I don't remember that one.
Hot.
Jeannie Triplethorn was
yeah, it's not her.
No, but she was in another movie where that was The Firm.
So anyway, Glenn Close she gets pissy that he's turned his attention away from her, and she breaks into their home and takes their little daughter's rabbit and puts it in a pot on the stove of boiling water and boils it alive.
Being a guy who is in cinema yourself, I'm sure you remember when that came out. That was a huge thing in the movie theater. Everyone's like, yes. Guys were scared shitless.
Yeah. Bunny boilers, if you ever get the feeling that you are near a bunny boiler, run.
It's not worth it.
Run.
The piece of gas is not worth it.
But it's incredible. But it's not worth it.
No, because you're in the moment.
Absolutely not worth it.
You are in the moment going, this is fantastic.
Yes,
but
it is not. I'm telling you, yes. It's run fast, run far. We'll continue your education here in just a second.
Ann Archer.
There you go. Thank you. This is your Daily Mojo. It continues next.
Happily promoting the 4 F's. Freedom, faith, free markets, and fun. MoJo 50.
I'm Mike Opelka from PureOpelka.com. Here's your 2-minute drill. The current frontrunner for the Democratic nomination to run against Donald Trump in 2020 is a guy who believes that breadlines are a good thing. This was Bernie Sanders on the record.
You know, it's funny, sometimes American journalists talk about how bad a country is because people are lining up for food. That's a good thing. In other countries, people don't line up for food. The rich get the food and the poor starve to death.
Wait, what? You think people standing in line aren't standing in line because they're freaking starving? I hope somebody asks him if he still thinks breadlines are a good thing. And I hope somebody asks him if he was just kidding when he said that Medicare for all, government-provided health care for everybody, would bankrupt the country. He did say that. Listen.
Number one, you want to guarantee that all people have access to health care as you do in Canada. But I think what we understand is that unless we change the funding system and the control mechanisms in this country to do that, for example, if we expanded Medicaid to everybody, right, give everybody a Medicaid card, we would be spending such an astronomical sum of money that, we would bankrupt the nation.
Your Democratic leading candidate also does not have nice things to say about the president.
I think the current occupant of the White House is an embarrassment to our country. I think he is a pathological liar every day. But I also think he is a racist, a sexist, a homophobe, a xenophobe.
With more candidates like this, Trump's a shoo-in. Testudo, my friends.
Mike Opelka's 2-minute drill is powered by MoJoWildRice.com. Their wild rice is a superfood, gluten, sodium, fat, and cholesterol-free, yet high in fiber, protein, zinc, phosphorus, and trace minerals. But you're going to love it because it's delicious. MoJoWildRice.com. MoJoWildRice.com.
The Daily Mojo.
Wow, Mojo Jedi is casting aspersions on your character, Izzo. Izzo must be the most unsuccessful musician ever. He's been in so many bands, but yet no albums.
You got to break an album. If you can't make an album without breaking some eggs.
I have a question, though.
Yeah.
What's an album?
I don't know. Ask Isaac.
Album. What's an album, Isaac? What's an album? I don't know what he's talking about here. An album. An album. Like a photo album? I don't know. See here.
Alvin.
Not Alvin. Not Alvin.
Alvin!
Different.
Alvin.
Effing Florida man, Rants of Izzo is just now learning the meaning. Oh, you already read that one. Oh, you didn't star it.
Which one? Which one was that?
Effing Florida man.
Am I supposed to? So on these,
just favorite it. That way, I'll know that you already read it because I don't listen to you.
So what do you mean favorite?
Just give it a little heart.
Heart.
Like
okay. Because on the bottom I see those things. Okay.
So you just click it there.
I understand. I didn't get the manual.
The training will continue as we move forward.
The Duchess, and I can't find her first part to this or their first part to it. 2 close male friends recently lost jobs by women only saying They harassed me, and he was gone. He is lawyered up because he isn't going out on a hoax. The other left because they were so stupid. I understand, guys, that I come across as very, but just the power of women is unbelievable. The two most powerful people on this planet today are females and black males. Starbucks, what do? They shut down 30,000 locations for a day because a black man was not allowed to use a bathroom, apparently, but he was criminally trespassing. And then women, look at what Dr. Ford, Christine Blasey Ford, led the nation on by saying, I don't remember, but I think somebody touched me when I was...
Women have half the money and all the hoo-ha. The two most valuable assets on the face of the planet. They have 1.5 times of everything that we have. I respect them, quite frankly. I respect them enough to stay the hell out of their way. Jussie Smollett and his defense team actually doing a pretty good job.
Nothing's going to happen
So
to him.
his legal defense team has to do basically 3 things, they say, to save him from this this monster that he created.
What do they have to do?
First thing is discredit the main witnesses against him.
Who are the two brothers?
The two brothers who, they turned state's evidence essentially, and they turned on him big time.
What do they have to lose?
Well, if they're convicted of, they would flip the tables, wouldn't it? Wouldn't they be?
What are they being
filing?
charged of? Beating him up?
They haven't been charged with anything.
Okay, so I'm kind of dumbfounded. But what is the lawyer trying to pin them on?
He's saying that they made the whole thing up because that Smollett actually wrote them a check for the $3,500 for personal training and nutrition. He was working on some new role that he had to get in shape for. So they're saying Smollett's saying that's why he wrote the check. And again, it's brilliant if in the memo field it did in fact say personal training, because no idiot is going to write down $3,500 for the beat down.
I'm just having a hard time connecting the dots. You break into my apartment. You got a check from a personal trainer.
Yeah.
We know he wrote you a check. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Okay, now what? Jussie Smollett is the one who said this happened.
Yes.
He's the one who's got the noose around his neck. He's the one in the hospital with a little scratch on his face, looking like his lover nicked him. Okay. Yeah, this makes no sense to me.
So the other two things that he has to do are rebut the police theory that he staged the hoax to get a raise.
Rebut. I'm late on the bell.
Or you can do the raise too. That's either
the what?
Raise. I mean, both of them. That'd be a double beller. He staged the hoax. He rebut the theory. There's one. Staged the hoax to get a raise.
Okay, I got you. I got you.
Well,
I got you.
I'm not sure you're catching.
No, I'm not.
And then number 3 is he has to explain the $3,500 check. So those are the 3 things.
It was a personal loan. You said Jussie Smollett has to explain it. Okay,
those are the 3 things.
It was a passionate night of feverish lovemaking with 2 Nigerian brothers. We had a camera there. It went up on youporn.com.
Right.
What does it matter?
No, it went up on that other one, Boys. Crazy Boys.
NXX.com?
No, it's something
Spankbang.com?
Crazy Boys.
Xhamster.com?
Wow.
Tube8.com?
You know
RedTube.com?
And don't forget Chatterbait. That's it. Wow. Even Isaac knew about that one. So Smollett on the 29th said
Notice how Ron's leaving the room. Ron's leaving the room.
What did Ron come over and tap Isaac on the shoulder for?
I'm a good Christian man. I don't listen. I don't watch that stuff.
Which one did we forget, Ron? Did we forget one of the sites? Did you have?
No, brother. I don't have a quick. No, see how quick I was with that one, Brad.
See, you learn quickly.
He wants his wife knowing he's out of the room and not involved in this.
Do you still use toys?
No.
Thank you. See, there you go. That's better. You still beating your wife?
No.
Yes.
See?
Isn't that amazing?
See?
That is a great way to ask a question to bury someone. So I heard you're still, watching kids. No. Yeah, you can't. Yes, I love questions like that because it makes people just go, huh? Yep.
So they just have to shed a little. They have to cast a little doubt on him hiring the brothers, which I think the check may have done that. I think the memo field in the check may have actually cast enough doubt.
Okay, so I write you a check for $3,500 for to build a table. and you keep that check, and it's around the same timeline as I get beat up.
Right.
I still wrote you a check for that.
Yeah.
But that still doesn't prove that I didn't give you cash to beat me up when I left the building here today.
Yeah, but you can't prove a negative.
Right. So it's still...
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if the evidence is
that
this
check is a moot point.
No, actually, I think it was in the beginning when it first came out. I think it was a big indicator that he had hired them, because here, they said $3,500 he paid us to stage this attack. Here's the he paid us with a check, and then they either didn't remember or didn't look at the memo field when they cashed it, or they didn't care what it said. They were just saying, look.
Or if it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck,
right.
I'm going to say I'm going to beat you up later, but I'm writing you a check right now saying it's for a table that you're going to make.
I just think this is they could actually get this guy off. They could do it. I mean, he could walk away from this. There's enough. I think they've cast enough doubt. But the fact that they've got, and you go back to the video of the brothers buying the masks and all that. Okay. What Smollett didn't tell them to buy the mask. They bought the mask because they were going to attack this guy.
So let me ask you a question. You got the evidence showing the brothers are buying the mask and stuff.
Yep.
You got the evidence they're buying a rope.
Yep.
You got their testimony.
Yep.
You have a legitimate payment, but there's that one little loophole. The glove is not going to fit, so they're going to quit, right? They're going to quit?
Which glove doesn't fit?
When are the whites going to riot in Chicago at the injustice of this system?
The whites are not going to.
Well, why not?
They're not going to.
Why not?
Because they just don't.
Okay.
They don't.
Okay.
When was the last time you saw a white riot? Excuse me, Charlottesville. There's a white riot for you. That was when that was the alt-right thing back, was it a year or two ago?
Is that when that guy got run over, or that person got run over?
So there was a white riot.
That's a conspiracy theory too, because the Dodge Charger that hit.
I'm just saying, you just said when are they going to riot, and they do. I corrected myself by saying there actually is. That's an example of a white riot there.
I was in a band called White Riot.
Mm-hmm. And no album.
Yeah, no album. We had one practice gig. We were trying to duplicate Quiet Riot, and Johnny slept with Jimmy's girlfriend, and just the whole thing fell apart.
So now you see the Smollett he's kind of staying quiet, and now the Terrence Howard, his co-star on Empire, has come out and defended him.
And who's another criminal?
Yeah. Well,
he's got some other law.
Well, apparently criminals these days get quite a bit of credibility. Just look at Michael Cohen. So Terrence Howard tweeted out the picture of Jesse Smollett with a puppy. Was it a puppy or a small child? One of the two. And he's like, oh, there's a cute puppy. Small. He says, this is the only Jesse Smollett I know, which I believe that. He may just know that this kid is obviously disturbed in some way.
Look at it. Here's your terminology right there. You just did what the media does because they painted that picture and it got in your mind. You said it. You called him a kid. The man is 35 years old.
To me, he's a kid.
I understand that, but he's 35 years old.
When you were 35, what did you know? You realize now.
Everything. Everything.
Right, yeah.
But that's my point is, at what point do we wind up? I'm
not saying the kid can't do stupid things and do things that are against the law. I'm just saying he's a kid.
Yeah, some 90-year-old Vietnam War vet is going to call you a kid someday.
Well, to him, I would be.
Right, but that's what I'm saying is we terminalize these people. He's a jagoff is what he is.
I mean, he technically is a grown adult man. I understand that. To me, he's a kid. He's a dumb
There
kid.
is a governor, I can't recall which state, and I got to look it up, and if anybody wants to help me out, that's great, who wants to increase the age of being able to be charged a juvenile to 18 years old. I just saw that the other day. So that's what I'm saying is...
As a juvenile.
Well, juvenile's 17. You got minors and you have juveniles.
Right.
So a minor is under 21. It depends on your state, I guess. I guess in Illinois, it's 21 under.
Really?
Under 21 is a minor. It's a minor. Well,
you at 20, you're a minor?
Yeah, but you're a juvenile.
Under 18.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Juvenile is under 18, 18 and under. So I guess it's right on the border. You can be charged like if you hit 18 and I arrested you, boom, you're getting charged an adult. That was back in my jagoff cop days.
That's what happened to me. I was DUI the week after I turned 18.
Right. Well,
boy, that was
20 years old. It's oh God, what was it called? I can't remember. If you got a DUI, you don't get charged with a DUI. You get charged with zero tolerance.
Wow.
And
wow, that sounds nasty.
Yeah, I know.
You
zero tolerance, young person.
Well, I was when I was 18, I got charged with zero tolerance. It was that sounds rough. Is that when you get into prison and what are you in? Murder, rape, zero tolerance. I was charged.
Stay away from him.
Yeah,
he's a bad dude.
So it'll be interesting to see how the Smollett thing progresses because I'm telling you,
he needs to hire Kathleen Zellner.
Well, this Garagos, the guy that he hired,
Garagos, he got a Greek.
Apparently so. He had some other high profile client. What was his name? Anyway, Garagos has been known to get people off before. Thank you. So we'll keep an eye on that as things move forward. It's just the legal system, and hey, good for them. They're playing the cards, and the legal system is set up that way. I mean,
tax system, legal system. Why not? I was listening last night to people bitching about the fact that AOC is complaining that Trump had a golf course in her home borough, and oh my gosh, he had one in Florida, and he misrepresented the value on it. So it was valued at $50 million, but he had said, I don't know, it's valued at $5 million to get tax breaks. Listen, I'm a community college dropout who has to use his fingers to do math. So if somebody is smarter than me and they want to use the tax system to their advantage, good on you. You want to use the law to your advantage? Good on you. It's just how you play the game. It's not white privilege. It's not black entitlement. It's having a good damn lawyer.
Isaac, can you take my screen there, full? Because I want you to take a look at something here. And for those who have not seen, am I not? Are you saying that I am not running whatever I'm supposed to be running? What the hell? This place is so damn complicated. How about now? Is that better? All right. But for if you're watching on the YouTube or the Facebook, why don't you take a look at this iPhone? I'll describe it for you. This is a gold iPhone. It's encrusted with some jewels across the back.
Yeah.
This is a phone that you can purchase for. You want to take a guess? I mean, it's nice. Just think about it. It's a gold-plated phone.
Okay, so it's real gold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's real gold.
Okay,
real. I think they're diamonds on the back.
So is it heavy? It's gonna be heavier then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. How much?
Put up to your ear and you're like, how much? So there's diamonds on there? Okay, so diamond
encrusted phone.
I don't see the diamond.
$500,000.
I'm going to go 35,000. No, I take that back. 17.5.
17.5. This phone is you're both way off. This phone, $98 million.
How is that possible? I don't understand.
It is. This is crazy.
What diamonds are they putting in there?
I don't know what the hell those things are, but you can go ahead and take that off there now, Isaac. I know.
You're going to need to get a new one because the updates are going to suck on it in a year.
This is called. That was the Falcon Supernova Pink Diamond iPhone 6.
I was in a band called Falcon Supernova
and still
Pink
no
iPhone
albums.
6. No, we just formed last week.
18 karat gold, large pink diamond on the back, 98. Or excuse me, I apologize. I was incorrect when I said 98. $95 million. Yeah, so $95 million. If you are so inclined to purchase that phone maybe as a gift.
What would you do with $95 million?
So many. I tell you what I wouldn't do at that point. I don't think I'd get a Patriot Mobile account.
I'm going to buy
Why would you need to
Island.
at that point? Whore
I'm
Island?
going to buy Whore Island, and we are going to live like kings.
I think that's where we already live.
I know.
PatriotMobile.com. You will not find that Falcon iPhone 6 worth $95 million. However, you will find some more affordable. They have several phones that are only $4 million at PatriotMobile.com. I mean, doesn't it sound like a deal now? A $4 million phone as opposed to a $95 million phone?
Is it going to get me, is the bling going to get the ladies like that iPhone
yes,
would?
Because if you can afford the phone, you got other money, and they will flock to you.
More money, more problems.
Like flies. But at PatriotMobile.com, you will find a business that is unlike any other. Definitely unlike the big mobile companies, the AT&Ts, the Sprints of the world. Those guys, when you pay them every month, a portion of those monies go to progressive causes. Things like Planned Parenthood and things you most likely don't agree with.
No, I don't agree with a lot.
Yeah. So if you go to patriotmobile.com/doc, a portion of your cell phone bill each month goes to the Independent Women's Forum or things like PragerU or Camp Hope. You can find out if you go to their website, patriotmobile.com/doc, you can just click and see a list of all of the causes that they support, the conservatarian causes, the Susan B. Anthony list as well. Plus, you can keep your existing phone or you can get a new one. I mean, I suppose if you wanted to pay them $4 million.
$95 million one, yeah.
I have a feeling that they would take the money. If you offered to pay them that much for a phone, you can keep your existing phone number. It's all
You
a Patriot
better
Mobile.
for $95 million.
You better be able to do
That thing better send electronic signals to my brain that makes me instantly feel my happy joy moment as I walk down the street with it.
I didn't think you needed any signal to feel that. I thought that just was normal. That's patriotmobile.com/doc. Any more disparaging?
No, these wonderful people out here. If Izzo needs, this is from MoJo Jedi.
Apparently he's pissed at you this
morning.
morning.
He's got a little hard on for me here. Hashtag what I learned today is if Izzo needs a garage for band practice, mine's available for $20, same as downtown.
See,
and I'm going to highlight that there.
So now he's offering to be nice.
Jill Holess in Seattle says the White Riot of Charlottesville was leftist. Yes. Alt-right was named by a leader as an alternate to the right, aka left. Yes. Therefore, an alt-right and Antifa are both on the left.
Yes.
Leftists, White Riot. That's a good clarification.
I was merely pointing out there are a bunch of white people rioting.
But again, too, what are they rioting for?
Yes, I didn't bring that up. I just said that was an example of a bunch of white people rioting. I totally agree with you. All Smollett needs to do is say he was deep undercover on the Nigerian prince scam and stick to the story. See, that's another brilliant way of doing it. I'm telling you, he might actually get out of these charges.
I don't think anything's going to happen to him because he's a gay black man in Chicago. And now we have a female, I believe she's lesbian, black woman who may win the election for mayor.
Makes you think she's lesbian?
I think she's admitted. I think she's admitted to she's openly gay. Okay. I believe that's the case.
All right.
I could be 100% wrong, but I think I read that in a text the other day. You're not going to wind up convicting that.
We'll see. We'll keep an eye on it. Remember the story of the meteorologist in Detroit? Her name is Jessica Starr. She had the eye surgery. It wasn't LASIK. It was an alternative to LASIK called Smile. And
we're going to do a procedure on you. What's it called? Smile.
Yeah.
No, if you don't, I don't care if that's an acronym for something. No.
She ended up killing herself. You didn't hear this?
No.
Because
I had LASIK done.
Oh, well, this is a different procedure. Apparently, they don't. Whatever they do in LASIK, they don't do in this one. It's a different thing.
Correct your vision.
Right. So her family was on Good Morning America, I think was it yesterday? And this is the first time they've been talking, and they played a little bit of the video diary that Jessica Starr had recorded prior to her death about the problems she was having, not only with the surgery, but and then her mother talked, as did her husband. But listen to this. This is, first of all, you'll hear the video diary of Jessica Starr.
Jess's family said she'd considered laser eye surgery for several years, and her doctor told her she was a good candidate for Smile.
I'm really mad at myself for doing this. I don't know why. I was fine in contacts. Glasses weren't that big of a deal. It was fine.
But just 2 months after her surgery, she took her own life.
You believe her death is directly related to this eye surgery?
Absolutely.
Yes.
And that, again, that's her husband and her mother speaking now.
There was nothing else that we can attribute it to.
This is the first time her family has spoken out since her tragic death in December.
She really knew something was not right within a matter of days. She started to complain of incredibly dry eyes. She had almost no night vision. She had starbursts that she was seeing during the day and at night.
Her family says she had a hard time doing her job and had to take time off from work. They say they noticed a change in her demeanor and appearance.
I lost like 25, 26 pounds, and I kept saying, "Are you eating? Are you okay?" And she said, "I'm not eating and I'm not sleeping, Mom. This is worrying me."
It's a very strange.
But those are clearly all reasons to kill yourself.
When you start sinking into depression, I mean, nothing is logical, nothing, except when you're in that state.
No one will know what's in that person's head.
No.
If she killed herself, there was something pre-existing.
Or was there? Because as a meteorologist, she depends on being able to see. And if she can't see to do her job, I just wonder if there is something else going on there too with the surgery.
Who was that really, really funny guy who made millions and millions of people laugh for decades upon decades upon decades, who you never saw coming and killed himself? Oh, Robin Williams.
Well, but then he was it Parkinson's?
He had some disease that altered his brain. So I don't know. That's the problem. Is that's a degenerative disease that could affect his brain.
Right.
No,
But this following, she was in pain literally every day following this thing.
Okay.
She said she was using eye drops every 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. I was too after my surgery, and it
so
lasted about 2 months.
So it was painful. You had LASIK.
I had dry eyes for 2 months. I did see starbursts at night. Driving at night sucked for a little bit.
So when there was a bright light, it would.
Yeah, when you get the starburst, you're like, oh crap, man! It's like raining and your windshield's all lit up. And
all right, well, imagine that in a television studio. You've got all the bright lights, so every time she would open her eyes,
so people with migraines,
boom,
people with migraines.
Yeah, she would have probably a star, essentially like a star filter on a camera from every light in the studio. I don't know. There's something going on here. Now, this is likely what this is the
JR15 on the Twitter, hashtag what I learned today. How bad was this effing surgery that you had to off yourself?
That's just it. There's something else going on here, or this surgery, but this is a brand new surgery. Remember that.
Then they planted, then just like Alex Jones was yesterday on his 4 hours with Joe Rogan on there. I'm telling you what they did, Brad. Here's what they did. Listen to me.
You about to tell me the frogs are gay?
Brad, no. Here's what they did, Brad. You don't understand this. There was Sandy Hook out there, but then what they did is they brought in these micro things. They just insert them in your eyes, and then your LSD gets in your eyes, and you open up your interdimensional, and the aliens were coming down. I was talking to them in a fifth dimension. I saw God there, but it wasn't God. And I'm gonna tell you, it's a surgery, Brad. The government is doing this on purpose. I tell you.
How are you so hyped up this morning?
No, that was you didn't see the 5 hours
Where
of
do you
Alex
find
Jones?
the energy to do this?
It's cocaine and hookers. You didn't. It's APR coffee. Actually, is what it is.
Isaac is worried about you.
Yeah, you didn't see the 5 hours of Alex Jones on.
I have not.
Yeah, go ahead, brother. Check that out.
So they said the doctors came out, and apparently the warnings about this surgery were. Let's see if I can find it here. Let's see if this is
The American Academy of Ophthalmology says studies show the procedure is safe and effective and complications are very rare. The Academy says those complications can include glare and halos, particularly at night, and under or overcorrected vision.
I guess that would not be a good thing. You go in to have your eyes fixed, and you either have under or overcorrected, or you're seeing stars everywhere you look.
That's annoying. It's very annoying. And yes, Rusty Lugnuts on MeWe chat room. Empathy is a virtue. I am not a very empathetic person. I am truly not. I
hadn't noticed that.
I am compassionate. I am a bleeding heart, but no, I do not have empathy because millions of people on this planet are suffering over something, and I don't like people being singled out. That's just me. Because I'm not special. Until the day I'm special, until the day that my Emperor Izzo plaque comes in the mail and I can exude and walk around with my scepter of power, then no, then I don't care about anyone else.
I don't think that came through at all, quite frankly. Do you, Isaac?
No.
I find you coming across as a very compassionate individual. I mean that.
I try.
It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Let me
with
explain
this
something. I cry alone at night on my pillow every damn night. I sit on the toilet thanks to Atron Teal. And I hate myself. I'm the guy who feverishly pleasures himself while looking in the mirror, crying, hating myself.
And yet another piece of the Izzo puzzle falls into place this morning. By tomorrow, we may have the entire picture of you.
I guess anyone on MeWe chat room.
It's not an empathetic. By the way, we should probably make note of that he did reference the fact he's not an empathetic person.
No.
I would just. In Huntsville, Alabama, police there say a dispute over crab legs at a dinner buffet ended up in a brawl that left two people facing misdemeanor charges.
Say that again.
There were.
I love this shit.
I see exactly what's happened here. I mean, crab legs too good.
This is why I'm not empathetic.
Chicken too
because
tasty.
We're all nuts.
Crab legs at this dinner buffet are apparently damn fine to be eaten. Huntsville police officer Gerald Johnson Jr. says he was eating at the Meteor Buffet restaurant when the fight broke out. See, that was the biggest problem there. You don't ever want to start an altercation in a restaurant when there are police present. Like we were yesterday.
We were.
And there was a Fort Worth police officer.
And you thought that you thought it's like we all know each other.
I said, don't you want to go say hi to them? Don't you guys all know each other?
No.
Tell you that story. I'll tell you. Might as well tell it now. We're here. So Beth and I are on a plane. This is, I don't know, this is a few years ago. We were coming back from some trip, and we were sitting on one side of the aisle, back of the plane, and on the other side of the aisle, and there's 3 seats across, there was a black woman on the aisle, a white woman in the center seat, and then an empty seat next to the window. And down the aisle walks this black gentleman. He looks at his ticket. He's looking for the thing. He looks in. He says, I need to get back over there to that window seat. The black woman stands up. White woman stands up, looks at black woman and says, did you want to sit next to him? She says, I don't even know him. It was like, they don't all know each other. Yeah. Spoiler alert. So apparently you're telling me that cops don't all know each other?
No, and even if they did, they all hate each other. Cops are the epitome of crabs in a bucket.
Well, here's the lesson to be learned from this story with the crab legs. If you're going to get really pissed off about somebody taking the crab legs, don't do it at a time when there's an officer in the room. The officer said that diners were using service tongs.
We did that yesterday after the show.
He says they were using service tongs like fencing swords, and plates were shattering. A woman was beating a man. He says the diners had been waiting in line for crab legs for more than 10 minutes, and they lost their tempers once the food came out.
See, I'm telling you, there's something in the food. There's something in the food out there that gives you... Those weren't tongs. Those were antennas. Wow. And they were absolutely channeling the aliens from outer space. They were coming down here, and that was the problem.
Sadly, that makes sense. Was there. That's starting to make sense now. What the hell is wrong with people when you start fighting over the damn crab legs at a buffet in Huntsville, Alabama?
I don't know. It's better than sleeping with your sister down there.
How do you know?
I have two very hot sisters. My sisters are hot. I'm going to tell you that out.
The TV station down there said, let's see, Chiquita Jenkins is charged with assaulting what?
I'm sorry. You know what? No, I'm not going to say it.
No, I'll hand you a big, if you want the big shovel, I'll hand it to you.
I love now white trash is white trash, but I love these over-the-top, overtly swinging haymakers like they're trying to knock just out friggin' everything in the planet. These shwoom. Those are my crab legs. My crab legs. You better get me back. And you just get that certain community that loves to speak with their hands.
Well, she is charged with assaulting John Chapman, who suffered a cut on his head. Chapman is charged in this case with disorderly conduct. So, again, another case we'll keep an eye on, the case of the crab legs in Huntsville, Alabama. Your headlines, top that one, coming up next.
This is the seditious, rabble-rousing, liberty-loving, home of fun, entertaining, and compelling talk. MoJo 50.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason.
We are certainly closer today than we were 36 hours ago, and we were closer then than we were a month or two before that.
Secretary of State Pompeo saying progress was made in the just concluded U.S.-North Korea summit, even though no agreement was reached and President Trump cut the meeting short.
The talks in Hanoi ended earlier than planned because President Trump wasn't willing to lift all U.S. sanctions in exchange for North Korea's offer.
Actually, it was a very productive 2 days, but sometimes you have to walk. And this was just one of those times.
At a post-summit news conference, the president said it was a friendly departure between him and Kim Jong-un, and that Kim promised not to resume nuclear and missile testing.
White House correspondent Greg Clugston. The president criticizing House Democrats for the timing of yesterday's public testimony by former Trump lawyer Michael Cohen.
Having a fake hearing like that and having it in the middle of this very important summit is really a terrible thing. They could have made it 2 days later or next week.
Mr. Trump says he watched as much of the testimony as he could, but he says he couldn't see much of it because, in the president's words, I've been a little bit busy. We expect to find out today whether Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will be indicted on corruption charges. An announcement expected from Israel's Attorney General. An indictment would mark the first time in Israeli history that a sitting prime minister has been charged with a crime. Netanyahu denies any wrongdoing. Floodwaters that turned two northern California communities into islands are starting to recede today. The rain-swollen Russian River has flooded thousands of homes, businesses, and other buildings in the California wine country north of San Francisco. On Wall Street, Dow futures down 20 points. S&P futures off 5. More on these stories at townhall.com.
I got my
MoJo 50.
I got my mojo working out.
Live free.
I got my mojo working. I got my mojo working out. But it just won't work on you. I got my mojo working. But I just don't know what to do, y'all.
Bottom line, if you want to lose weight, go to riduzone.com. That's RIDU zone.com. Riduzone has helped countless people lose weight, and they can help you too by boosting your metabolism and making you feel a little bit fuller naturally. Riduzone.com.
A former Democratic National Committee member told Politico on Monday that he will become National Senior Advisor to the Draft Beto campaign. That sounds like a horrible beer, probably a Pilsner.
The Defenders with Stephen Airy, tonight at 9.
MoJo 50. Hey guys, Matt Locke, the Conservative Cartel. I'd like to take a minute and tell you about a new weight loss product that's instantly becoming part of the MoJo 50 family. It was launched by a Dallas area company who had taken the good stuff in olive oil and created a patented product that helps people control their appetite and lose weight. It's also a big help to keep the weight off. A 6-year study of former contestants from The Biggest Loser showed that when you lose weight, your body actually thinks something bad has happened, and it fights back by slowing your metabolism and boosting your appetite. One Riduzone client, Sarah, recently lost over 100 pounds. While she looks amazing, she has been struggling every day with cravings. Now that she's taking Riduzone, she says it's so much easier to control her appetite and she's not thinking about food all day. Riduzone contains a patented ingredient that has been shown to boost metabolism and reduce appetite while helping you burn fat. For a short time, we have a 30% off deal for our show. Just go to riduzone.com, RIDUZONE.com, and enter the code MATT, M-A-T-T. That's Riduzone, RIDUZONE.com.
If we weren't so bad.
To puppy rape.
I like to cuss. Do I want to keep my penis?
Cat wants some black titty.
We wouldn't be so good. MoJo 50.
The mothership has landed.
I love Larky effing Farkin. How white trash do you have to be to think crab legs are good enough to get into a fight over? Damn good. I've had some good crab legs before. You dip them in butter and
which is good for you because that fat is good for you, as we learned yesterday.
Or you could just do a butter shot. I'm good with butter shots.
Butter shot.
You take a shot glass and you fill it with melted butter and...
You ever see a girl with a butter face?
Oh, yeah. No.
Or a body to kill for and a face to protect it?
You, a what?
A body to kill for and a face to protect it.
Doc and Brian were on the radio at WTVN. This must be back 2000. I wish he'd... You know what? If he had taken better records and labeled his damn tapes and CDs a little bit better before he decided to go jogging, it would be a whole lot easier to sort all of these audio clips out and tell you exactly from whence they came. But he didn't, so I'm stuck having to research it myself. This is Doc and Brian on WTVN talking about language barriers-ish. Let's listen.
10 WTVN.
Talking about Spanish and why it should not be allowed in this country at all now. I've upgraded. You should not be allowed to speak it at all. Look at this. Hear that? Boom, gone. No more.
That's
when
a
I went to the ATM and saw that it gave me an option. It wasn't even in a Spanish community.
Can I ask you a question?
Okay, how come French isn't there? How come German?
Because there are more Spanish speakers in this country
I don't
than
care.
French or
you know
German
what?
speakers.
There's more English than any of them, so it should
and
just
that's
be
why
English.
English is an option.
Well, no, English should be there solely by
Why?
itself.
Why does it
alone.
offend you so?
It does because this is America. Pick a language. We don't go over to Spain and we're speaking English over here. There's people that have been in the country years that refuse to speak English. They figure, come over here and I can still speak Spanish.
No, Doc,
exactly.
listen. If you were in this country and you had the financial ability to have an ATM card and need to go to an ATM machine, and let's say you're living over in Spain, okay? You're in Spain.
Okay.
You speak Spanish, but your first language is English. And you go to an ATM and they give you the option. Which would you rather do? Probably the language that you grew up with and is easier for you, that's not a struggle. You go
Why
to the
do we
ATM.
have to make the concessions, though?
It's not a concession.
It
It's
is
a stupid
concession.
option.
No,
it's a little button.
No, some programmer had to sit out there and put Spanish on as an option. Why? Because some corporate fool said, "Ooh, we can draw more people in. It's about the greed."
So what?
No, you're in America. Speak English.
No, you're in America and you're driving the economy because some programmer did get a couple extra hours work because he was programming in the Spanish. And some corporate fool did get to say, let's make a little bit more money, which is the American way, catering to the populace. We're all about greed. The only culture America has is consumer culture. Our culture is totally devoid of any substance whatsoever besides buy, buy, buy.
Which is fine. You know what? You want to speak Spanish at your house? Go do it. But out in public, when you're doing business, do it in English if you're in this country.
When you're quietly sitting at the ATM, we have to consider what Doc Thompson thinks at home?
Absolutely.
I don't
Damn
give
straight.
a crap what you think.
I'm a voter. Screw that. I'm an American. And if you
I'm
want to
a
come
voter.
over here, that's right. If you want to come
I'm
over
a
to
voter.
No, if you want to come over to this country and be an American, then damn it, you learn to speak English.
MoJo 50.
He was so good at pushing buttons, which is exact. Say something in Spanish, Isaac. Say something good in Spanish.
Wait, Ron is on the phone.
No, it doesn't matter. Just say something good in Spanish.
Okay.
Say Ron is on the phone in
¿Qué pasa,
Spanish?
gente de MoJo 5050? Estamos aquí en lo que es Daily MoJo.
Exactly.
El jueves, hoy es 28 de febrero, así que mantente sintonizado para el siguiente
How many
segmento.
times just this morning have I said that
Telemundo.
exact same thing?
Telemundo. Yo es
Exactly.
You really said Telemundo.
No molesto el gato espectacular.
I'll molest the hell out of whatever it is.
Yes, yo soy el tigre.
Before we get into headlines, by the way, I wanted to
She's hot.
Little update.
She's hot.
Michelle Kaczynski.
She's hot.
On CNN. She used to be at NBC.
She's hot.
Word is gray, which means
bunny
date
boiler.
her.
Bunny boiler.
Don't marry her. Update on the Doc Thompson healthy lifestyle that I'm undertaking. And if you go to Doc Thompson's Facebook page, Doc Thompson's Daily MoJo Facebook page, you'll find it pinned at the top. The link to the Healthy Lifestyle Challenge Facebook group.
Yes.
So many words.
Use one to
just so you know,
describe it. Use one to describe it.
Well, no, and Gwen Rich came up. Gwen Rich came up with a name. Being a woman, she had to do it with a lot of words.
Sure.
I will give her that.
Passionate.
Absolutely. But I took my supplements this morning. I don't know if it's. See, that's the thing. If I start taking stuff, I start having these. I think this is working. And
Well, placebo effect. Yeah.
Yes, my brain.
But in
does that
some
wonderfully.
cases, it's not. Some cases, if your body has not had something before and you are implementing
Like a woman?
you will get. Oh, that's.
I've had a woman. Why are you accusing me of never having a woman?
Todd Rundgren. We gotta get you a woman. Yeah. But your body will react to it. I
think
possibly and immediately.
Apparently, eating just a lot of sugar and not a lot of nutrients isn't good for you.
No.
It's very strange. So, if you would like to take part in the,
Did you pay her though?
Did I pay who?
Sugar.
Oh, Bambi, yes. Sugar, no. That's how you make a hormone. By the way, thank you very much.
I'm on it.
The Rich Solution. See, that's a dueling bell. TheRichSolution.com is where you will find these supplements, and they've got one that I need to ask Gwen about this. Need to get her on the phone because I want to know what in the hell they're talking about when they're discussing. Where did it go? It's something about European legs. There is
sorry?
European leg solution featuring certified diosmin. So I want to know if I want European legs, is this the supplement that I take?
Women's or men's?
It says women. Okay. So if I want some European women leg, apparently I take this particular. You can find it if you go to therichsolution.com, click on supplements, and you will find it right there. But to take the Doc Thompson Healthy Lifestyle Challenge, go to the Facebook page. You can click on it, join the group, and we'll all. I'm cutting down on my sugar. I am cutting down on sugar. She's not happy about it, but I am. TheRichSolution.com. That's where there you go. Push that button there, Isaac.
We've scoured news platforms and agencies around the globe for today's most profound news headlines. Presenting them now, here's Brad Staggs.
No, is it that time here? No, we need to leave that. Here's Brad Staggs things, because then I can say things that would get me in trouble. And I'd be like, I didn't say it. It was Brad Staggs.
No, No one will believe you.
All right, gang, it's that time again where we are doing today's headlines. And if you're playing at home, this is what you're going to do. I'm going to read you some headlines. And your job is to determine, out of all of them that I read, which one is the fake one. You're going to do that. You can put it up on hashtag what I learned today on Twitter. You're going to let me know which one you want is fake, and the winner is going to receive, I don't know, maybe autographed pictures of me nude.
You could win $1 million.
You could.
Not from us. Not from us, but you could at some point.
Else.
Well, yes, exactly. Thank you.
The winner will get a 15-minute phone conversation with me about how bad my life is. All right, and the guys behind the glass are going to be playing. Are you guys ready? Good. Got thumbs up. Man. Love that. All right, here we go. All right, fabulously fat rat rescued after getting stuck in a manhole cover. A curvaceous rat in Bensheim, Germany, is making international headlines after an embarrassing mishap. He was stuck in a manhole cover. The reason this situation is getting so much attention is probably because even in the face of adversity, the rat looked ridiculously cute.
My ex.
He's getting it. It's been less than a week. He's getting it.
Yes, he is. Isaac is finally catching on.
Oh, my God.
Isaac, you do not speak unless I tell you to.
That's right.
Got it.
All right, we don't know how the rat got stuck. Andrea Steinbach of the nonprofit animal rescue group, it's a German word. Rhein-Neckar.
There's an animal rescue group for rats?
Nonprofit animal rescue group.
Well, who the hell's going to pay them? So
I can't even spell this, let alone say it.
Mm-hmm.
He told us in an email, the rescue went viral after the group posted images of the misfortune on Sunday. The animal rescue group learned about the stuck rat after a young girl noticed the creature in distress. The animal rescuer, Michael Sir, first attempted to free the rat himself, but ended up having to call the local fire department for backup. Together...
If you tell me they gave the rat CPR...
I'm sorry.
I'm going to punch you.
This is what happens when people would call 911. I got a bird stuck here. I got a squirrel stuck there. And then all of a sudden you're wasting all this manpower coming out to free the friggin' animal.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Rats are kind of cute, though. Yeah. They look like overgrown mice, which are really cute. So you're just getting a bigger version of a cute mouse. Just saying.
Steinbeck said that the rat was in good condition after the harrowing ordeal.
Thank God.
That the rescuers let the critter go. Moving right along. All right, the Catholic Church brings in a new perspective on solving abuse with an appointment of a toddler bishop. The Vatican City, here's news out of Vatican City, hoping to gain new insights into the church's sexual abuse problem by directly empowering those who most likely will become victims. Pope Francis announced on Tuesday that he had elevated a 2-year-old boy to the position of bishop. We are confident that Bishop Timmy can help us make the real systemic progress in addressing the issue, the Pope said, following the toddler's ordination mass, during which the new bishop drank from a chalice consecrated with consecrated juice instead of wine, and was given liturgical vestments that included both a white linen snap-up onesie and a too large mitre that kept slipping down his forehead. For years, we've ignored the needs of these poor little children, and now it's time to give them a real voice within the clergy, he said. His Excellence Timmy, who now speaks at least 50 words, can reproduce the sounds made by many of God's creatures. That will be the voice. I'm pleased to report that several older clergymen have already volunteered to provide their youngest ever bishop with one-on-one attention to assure that he's fully prepared for the role.
How old is this kid?
Tyler, 2-year-old boy.
And he's a bishop?
Yeah, at press time, the new bishop was reportedly seen turning heads at the Vatican as he was controversially chewing on a crucifix.
Okay.
All right, moving right along.
Alrighty.
A dead humpback whale mysteriously appears in the Amazon jungle. Researchers having a whale of a time. Oh, I see what you did there. Researchers are having a whale of a time trying to figure out how a humpback whale wound up in the Amazon rainforest. Oh, what aliens? I'm telling you, it was aliens. They came down there, they picked them up with their telepathic powers, and you had to take them rectally up there.
Can a whale not hike and not be molested? I mean, can we just not call it for what it is? A whale went for a hike in the Amazon.
Sure. The whale, believed to be a calf, was found on Friday in the Brazilian island of Marajo. It was about 50 feet from the ocean, according to Newsweek. Darla Silva, spokesperson for the Brazilian's Department of Health, Sanitation, and Environment, told reporters that the animal was found in a mangrove swamp only after researchers noticed vultures circling the sky, according to the Express. Renata Amen, the Institute project leader, told reporters that the researchers do not know how the animals washed up so far from the beach.
Do you need some denture grip?
I did. Oh, did you ever see like The Godfather when he's singing and the stuff slips out of his mouth? Yeah. But they guessed that the polygrip. But the
That's a brand name. We can't say brand names. We can say denture grip. Damn it, Ron, edit that part of the show out. Jeez.
I'm visualizing an old woman by your bed taking her gums out. Sweetie, I'm ready for you. Come here. You want to earn that $1 million I gave you? It's time to please Granny. But they guessed the creature was floating close to shore and was carried inland by a storm. Eamon added that the find is extra baffling since the presence of a humpback whale off of Brazil is virtually unusual and they're rarely seen this far north.
Okay.
All right there. Man in a gorilla suit breaks into home, hides under bed. In Louisiana, a person convicted of wearing a mask in public can be sentenced to 3 years of prison the most. Police say that a man wearing a gorilla suit broke into a Louisiana home and hid under the mattress before officers arrested him. News outlets told that the Sulphur Police Department spokesperson Mel Estes and Thursday that reports saying that an officer saw Jeremy Morgan walking through the yards in a costume. They had received calls about a suspicious person looking into homes. Estes said Moran looked into homes as officers approached him and discovered he was hiding. He was jailed on charges of resisting arrest and officer unauthorized entry, meth possession, wearing a mask. And wearing a mask. In Louisiana, a person can be convicted of wearing a mask. He could be convicted and sentenced up to 3 years in prison.
Wearing a mask?
Yeah. Okay. Exceptions are allowed for religious purposes or on holidays like Halloween and Mardi Gras. It's unclear if Moran has a lawyer who would comment.
Okay.
Court rules that a man can't have a gun license after his dog shoots him with a rifle. A German court has ruled that a dog owner isn't fit to carry firearms after his dog shot him with a rifle.
Jackhole Nation, are you thinking the same thing I am? Because I think you are.
The Munich Administrative Court on Tuesday dismissed that the man's appeal against his earlier decision by Bavarian authorities to withdraw his license to own his rifle as well as his hunting permit.
Is that near Munich?
Could be.
Okay.
The decision following a 2016 incident of a man, a passionate hunter, was shot in the arm after his dog managed to release the trigger on a loaded rifle that was lying in the car. The court ruled that the hunter couldn't be relied on because, as a quote, because it must be assumed that he would handle the firearms and ammunition carelessly in the future as well. The man whose name wasn't released can appeal the verdict.
All right.
Man breaks into a lingerie store to attack a Barack Obama mannequin.
That doesn't surprise me at all, quite frankly. So,
you son of a bitch! She's my wife. A New York man is facing charges after criminal mischief for allegedly breaking into the front window of a lingerie store to attack an Barack Obama mannequin. Police arrested 41-year-old Renee Atunga on January 26 after video surveillance allegedly showed him using a cinder block to smash the front window store of a Romantic Depot, an adult store in Harlem. All we heard was glass shattering, so we're looking around like, what's going on? She said at first. This is the store manager, Corinne. And at first we thought it was one of the mannequins fell through the window. Then all of us ran outside. We didn't see anyone until we went into the window and saw a cinder block. Okay, it wasn't a mannequin. Someone threw it. We started looking around to see who could it be, and we see a man pacing. Turns out at the window at Alunga, allegedly broke a showcase and displayed with an Obama mannequin as a prince and President Donald Trump dressed as a princess wearing a Make America Great hat again. The surveillance shows someone yanking the Obama mannequin out of the window and throwing it to the ground, and the Trump statue was left unharmed. One of these people on our security team, a smaller guy, was able to catch him and arrest him and hold him for the police. It goes on.
I will hold you and pet you and love you until the police
call
come.
You George. Oh my God. Atunga was a Trump supporter who kept repeating.
Tawanga!
Who kept
Sorry,
repeating,
different movie.
Fried green tomatoes. Atunga was
Tawanga!
It's Tawanda.
Not where I come from.
Atunga was a Trump supporter who kept repeating after he was caught that he hated Obama and Obama ruined this country.
All right.
All right, and finishing up, here we go. Universal Orlando now has a butt-naked troll that farts glitter at guests.
Wait, a what? A butt-naked troll that farts glitter at guests. Okay.
Universal Studios Orlando has a new character that in one of its theme parks with a very particular set of skills. Guy Diamond, a troll from the movie Trolls, has a well-defined bare bottom that not only farts on guests, but fires off glitter when it's done. Guy Diamond recently joined the Trolls Branch and Poppy, who have been doing a meet and greet at the theme park for some time now. Branch and Poppy, for the record, are fully clothed. Inside the magic, so the troll trio does a dance for the guests. Then after cutting loose, Guy Diamond releases a sparkly shart, just as he does in the film. The kids' theme park website shows the troll.
Didn't you have a band called Sparkly Shark?
No, that's you weren't supposed to say that.
Gotcha.
That is something
completely different.
Right,
Okay,
and we want
sorry,
to. We were gonna do classic thing. We were gonna duplicate Manavani records.
That's our new tagline. MoJo 50, Sparkly Shark.
On your radio.
Where do I begin? All right, the theme park website showed the trolls meeting with the guests 6 times a day, and fans gave their thoughts on social media.
Good for them.
Those are your headlines, and I'm not Doc Thompson.
Okay, so just real quick recap: the Sparkly
We
Shark.
got the farting troll, a fabulously fat rat stuck in a manhole cover, the newly appointed toddler bishop, a dead humpback turns up in the Amazon, a man in a gorilla suit who broke into a home, a court ruling that a guy can't have his gun license after his dog shoots him, and a guy breaking into a department store to attack a Barack Obama mannequin.
All right. I think I know you. Isaac, you think you know? Don't
Yeah,
say it yet. Don't say it.
I got it.
All right. First, I have to tell you that as a warning, I do have to warn you that you can in fact overdose on coffee. You need to drink about 30 cups in a very short period of time to get a lethal dose, but you can in fact overdose on coffee. And I say this because when you go to American Pride Roasters and you buy some of their coffee and you get it and you make it, you will want to drink cup after cup after cup. But please limit your intake because it is very delicious and you want it to last. And you don't want to end up sounding like Izzo on any particular morning.
No.
So when you go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com, you will find all of the custom blends, including the MoJo 50. Is that still, did you make the MoJo? Is that
No. Today was the Cartel, Conservative Cartel coffee blend.
Taste.
Which is why I'm a little bit louder. I sound like Matt Locke today.
Tastes like regret.
I'm going to be in Washington, D.C. And you know what I'm saying, guys. I'm out there.
It's the loudest cup of coffee you'll ever have. And I just got a text from DM who says, yes, they do still have the coffee drops. Did you finish those? Did you eat both of them?
I ate the last one.
Thanks. I mean, there was 2 of them in there.
No.
I said, here, have one.
There was only one
Did
big
I say
nugget.
have 2?
Only one
Did
big
I say have 2? No, I did not say have 2.
Only one big nugget.
One big nugget. Thank you. That's
I was in a band called One Big Nugget. Acapella.
So you can still find the coffee drops, although I will have to say I can't find them anywhere on the web. I'm sure they're there. DM would not lie to me. So thank you very much. I can quit this anytime I don't need my vape. I did not need my vape dropped off just because I happen to need.
Oh my God!
I just needed it. AmericanPrideRoasters.com. Get your coffee today. And remember, please limit your intake to less than 30 cups a day because that could, in fact, be bad for you. All right, now, continuing on with the headlines. And I think I got Isaac, what do you think the
I'm not going with
answer
the
is?
guy that can get his license anymore.
Okay.
Really? The hunter in Munich?
Yeah, the hunter.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember I did ask the jackholes if they were thinking what I was thinking, but
they voiced their opinion already, and you know what?
And I think it is. I'm going for the 2-year-old Bishop.
Uncle Brad wins today.
Yes.
2 for 2. You know what? And I get
Thank
it,
you.
jackholes. I get it. A little bit of full disclosure.
Thank you.
I'm going to start including in my own stories that are 100% true and really throw you guys off. Did you know for birthdays today? Number 1, I don't give a rat's rear end about any of them because none of those are celebrities. Bernadette Peters is 70 years old
Holy
today.
crap,
And
is
if
she
you
that old?
Google her,
she looks fantastic.
Holy crap.
Money will make you look fabulous for years and years and decades to come.
I have two sisters who are younger than me. I'm 44. I got a 42-year-old sister and a 36-year-old sister. And when I was a kid, my mother would put on movies that would shut them up, and I'd have to go along. I watched Annie about a million times growing up.
Debbie Does Dallas.
Yeah, about that.
Behind the green door. Uh-huh. Again, another piece of the puzzle falls into place.
That Alice in Wonderland that shouldn't have been
Yes.
for adult films.
Oh, yes.
I had to watch Annie a million times. Holy crap, Bernadette Peters.
She's hot.
Oh, man.
She's hot. And she's like 5'1". She's tiny. She's teeny, teeny, tiny. Very,
God.
She's a, well, good things come in small packages. We'll just leave it right there. Oh, look at what DMXDM just tweeted. He says, I'll send you guys some coffee drops soon. And by soon, I hope he means FedEx overnight first delivery thing tomorrow morning. But, I mean, beggars
She's
can't
somebody,
be choosers.
if you Google Bernadette Peters now, her plastic surgery was successful. She got the little eye lift.
She doesn't, she doesn't look like you could blindfold her with dental floss.
No. You know what it is, too? She's got the
too tight?
Sigourney Weaver jaw that is like flush with her face and it's a little bit more square.
Yeah.
So she's got that borderline. She's very feminine in the eyes. And then she's got the tinge of masculinity in her face. Just the tinge that gives her the androgynous. Oh, what I would do to her.
Bernadette Peters has a tinge of masculinity
because the
in her
jaw.
face?
So she's got a little bit of a
Hold
square
on.
jaw.
That's definitely a
right.
bell.
Well, she's going to have a little bit more masculinity in her face. Yes, she's got that jaw that just is a tiny bit squared, and she enunciates with the body. Like Sigourney Weaver has that. Sigourney Weaver has that, and it's just
interesting.
Is it hot in here?
See, it's temperature's going up just a little bit. Let's see. Jack Hold 50 butt naked fart troll farting at guests. No, you see, you were wrong. You have to listen. I'm telling you, I'm on top of this stuff. I am on. Damn it. This is a rough morning. But we'll get the whole thing back on track here in just a second.
Aliens, I'm telling aliens.
Yeah, it's the gay frogs. They're doing it to me. This is your Daily Mojo.
A free exchange of ideas. Mojo 50.
What do you do if you're a Democrat and looking to find a reason to bring impeachment proceedings against the president? You parade a convicted felon before your committee and the public, asking him to swear to tell the truth against President Trump, of course. At least that's what the House Oversight Committee did on Wednesday when they brought convicted felon, liar, and Trump's former personal attorney, who has now been disbarred, Michael Cohen, before them to testify. Sparks flew early on when House Oversight Committee ranking member Jim Jordan asked Cohen if he was turning on Trump because he didn't get a job at the White House. Jordan said, quote, "You said all these bad things about the president in the last 30 minutes, yet you worked for him for 10 years. If it's that bad, I can see you working for him for 10 days, 10 weeks, maybe 10 months, but you worked for him for 10 years. Jordan and Cohen continued on with the following exchange about Cohen's inability to land a job at the White House. Jordan asked, "How long did you work in the White House?" Cohen responded, "I never worked in the White House." Jordan said, "That's the point, isn't it? You wanted to work in the White House, but you didn't get brought to the dance." Cohen responded, "No, sir." With one final strike, Jordan said, "You didn't get a job at the White House. Now you're acting like everybody else who doesn't have a job, like Andy McCabe and James Comey." What may have been an even more embarrassing blow to Cohen is the fact that CNN's Jake Tapper had to admit that what Cohen said about not wanting a job at the White House wasn't true. But there was some humor that came out of the day concerning the hearing. Donald Trump Jr. took to Twitter to say that Cohen had begged for a job at the White House and then tweeted, quote, "This sounds like a breakup letter, and I'm keeping your sweatshirt." And that's today's reality check with Susan Knowles.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-570-6630. 800-570-6630. That's 800-570-6630. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
The Daily Mojo.
Thank you, Stinky. Thank you for sending me the link to the coffee drops at AmericanPrideRoasters.com, and I will bookmark it until tomorrow when I can't remember where I left the bookmark. And besides, how do you get the bookmark into the phone? I don't understand that. Do you slide it behind the cover? It's kind of strange.
Daddy.
Speaking of Spanish,
okay,
a couple from Whippany, New Jersey were on a, I think it was a Princess, it was Royal Caribbean cruise
Love,
ship.
exciting and new. No, you wouldn't catch me on one of those.
I've been on one.
Never.
And I've never been, seasickness has never been an issue with me. There's twice in my life that I've been seasick. The second time was on one of the big ships, and I thought, I can do this.
Which one from the Love Boat would you have?
Oh,
Vicky.
No, Isaac.
What about me?
Yeah.
No,
Wasn't he the bartender?
Yeah. You would have, Isaac was your choice?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I don't know what. Are you judging me? Are you judging me now?
Okay.
Are you judging me?
Right.
Wow.
Vicky. Vicky in a heartbeat.
That's so easy.
I know.
Isaac is the challenge.
Okay.
So if you take the
you don't know
not you, Isaac. It's Isaac on the Love Boat.
Okay.
Although you could stand in for Isaac. Yeah, you're a couple shades too light. So Carol Polk and her husband were on a cruise with Royal Caribbean cruise ships. They were where were they sailing? Somewhere around Mexico.
Okay.
And she got sick.
Yeah.
She had was sick. She was bleeding from an ulcer in her stomach. The
So she
cruise
can't
ship
blame it on the
dropped her
cruise.
off. Well,
That's a
they
pre-existing condition.
they kicked her off the cruise ship because they could not treat her malady.
Right.
So she was kicked off. She and her husband
Good
kicked off.
word.
Thank you very
Good
much.
word.
I had to I used the thesaurus back there. They were sent back to they were in Mexico, Mexico City, I guess. And they couldn't speak Spanish. So they're driving around in a cab just showing people their airline tickets, which I'm kind of surprised no one in Mexico spoke enough English to.
Oh, they do. You guys like to do that. ¿Qué?
When you say you
Hey,
guys,
can you take me to the airport?
He's referring to Isaac.
¿Qué?
who's
No habla inglés.
he's not
I'm
from-
not
he's
Mexican.
not
I know, it's
Mexico.
okay. Excuse me, sir.
He's from
Are you?
Guatemala.
Are you? I know you. Are you one of those Hispanic men, sir? Can you take me to the airport? ¿Qué? No mames, puta. ¿Qué?
Wow. So Carol and her husband are in this cab, and they're trying to get their make their way to the airport, and they finally end up, I guess, getting to back to the United States to fly out. But these cruise ships are not doing themselves any favors. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but is it probably not a good idea when it comes to customer service to, if you have some clients on board your ship, to dump them off the ship if they...
No, I'm having a flashback right now because I was a scumbag at times. But the guys who used to,
what?
Sometimes the guys who used to like to pretend when you arrest them and they speak English, all of a sudden they go, "No comprende inglés." And then you start. The best thing to do was we would start talking about their wives. And hey, why you say that? Why you say that? Oh, I thought you didn't speak English.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is amazing
Sorry.
how
Sorry.
Well, haven't you done that before? Haven't you ever done that when you're walking down the street and so you know somebody is going to come up and beg for something, and I'll either put the phone to my ear, or if I'm walking with somebody, I just yeah, so they come oh, but no, and they look at you and if they hey, you spare dime, what could you buy house? And they look at it, what?
No,
it's
better. You have to do the very uncomfortable deadpan stare eye contact with them, and as you keep walking by, just don't break eye contact. Just keep going.
I also found that screaming works when they ask you.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Ah!
It's not bad.
And some of them will jump, some of them will actually
That's not
engage
bad.
you more. But the Royal Caribbean spokesman said, our actions depend entirely on the condition and needs of our patients.
Why are you going to inconvenience 1,000 other cruise members? Yeah, dump them off. I'm sorry. You need to get off the ship. Great. We're on a schedule. How many millions of dollars are put into fuel, food, amenities, women walking around in bikinis with those giant feathers out of their hair like the showgirls?
Carmen Miranda?
That you try to, what was her name? Gucci.
Charo.
Yeah.
Charo.
Oh my God.
You know Charo?
I
Charo
am
knows
such
Charo. Isaac knows who Charo is.
Yeah, that's right.
Or any of the women on Telemundo.
Captain Stupid is so fabulous.
Telemundo,
I love you.
Univision, and
Gucci.
I will say this, man. They've got the TV thing down. They've nailed it. They continue. In this case, our ship's doctor and medical crew initially treated the guest in our medical facility, but they required additional and urgent medical attention that could only be provided in a hospital somewhere in the middle of nowhere. So we left them there. That'll be I think we're going to hear more from that. There's so many cases here today that I think we're going to be hearing more from down the line. I was in Mexico. God, this was 20 some years ago. And Cozumel is
sure.
You know where it is?
Your cousin Mel? Yeah.
No, not my cousin Mel.
Oh.
It's totally different. Cozumel is right off the coast of what's the
I don't know. While you're thinking of it, I'm looking at pictures of Charo from now.
I have no doubt.
Her body is unreal. Now she looks like Michael Jackson with a wig.
Mm-hmm.
And
wait, she looks like Michael Jackson with a wig. And
yeah, she's got the bad nose. She's got the collagen in the lips, but her body is unreal.
So we were staying in Cozumel, and this is back when it was so inexpensive there. I think we ate and drank. I was married at the time. Ate and drank the entire week for like $125. It was amazingly cheap.
In this photo, she looks like Sissy Spacek on crack. Coal miner's whore daughter.
She does. That dress. So what? Remember Carl Malone?
Yeah. The postman, mailman. Here, I'm sorry.
So we went over to Senor Frogs, which is on the mainland, and that was the other night I got seasick on the ferry. I swear to you,
sweetie, where are you going? Where are you going?
We were taking the ferry to the mainland, and
you said you were taking me to meet your parents.
It was nighttime. The sun, I think, had just set, so it was getting dark, and I was turning 3 shades of green. I'd never gotten seasick before in my life, and I thought, okay, that water looks so nice and cold and refreshing. I think I'll just jump overboard. I mean, it almost came to that. But we got to Senor Frogs, and we had met some people earlier in the day at a timeshare presentation of all things, and they had asked us to come over to Senor Frogs to have a drink.
Sure.
So we decided, sure, we'll take them up on it, and we met them. They had, 4 or 5 of their friends with them, and we're all sitting at Senor Frogs, and we were having a good time, and Carl Malone was there, and they came around to all the tables with a Bota bag full of tequila. So
what's a Bota bag?
Bota bag is what it's like an animal skin bag.
The
like
leather
canteen.
pouch.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a leather pouch. You use them a lot when you go skiing, but for whatever reason, they had tequila in a Bota bag.
Okay.
And they go around, they'd squirt tequila in your mouth, and then they'd spin you around and try to make you throw up, which didn't work. But then we all did the Macarena, and we were there for hours. It was after 11 or 12 when we were finally, getting tired probably. And the people that we met, they were like, "Oh man, we were supposed to get paid today, and we didn't. Do you think you could?" And we've been drinking and eating for hours, and I'm thinking, "Oh crap, it's a scam." We just got scammed. We're going to end up picking up the tab for all of these people. I was like, all right, fine. We'll bring me the check, and they bring the check over, and for all of us for that holy like $27.
No.
Yes.
I think you're full of crap.
No,
on that.
it was.
You've said that. You've said stories like this before. I think it's crap because
back when the peso was not strong against the dollar. So not only had they forgotten the check or they hadn't gotten paid, but we had missed the last ferry back to Cozumel.
Imagine how much hookers would have been there.
They were cheap.
I think to go to Mexico.
Huh?
You need to go to Mexico.
Oh, really?
Or Guatemala. So you can get a bunch of señoritas over there.
Oh, there's.
I want to hear them.
Stories will tell. So we had missed the last ferry going back over to Cozumel. So these people said, and I cannot remember the name, they said, you can come over and stay at our house.
That's how it always starts.
Well, that's what this couple in Mexico made me think of. And I thought, all right, at this point, we'd had tequila and we were, woo. So we're like, sure. So we go out in the parking lot and
butt hurt.
We all get into a pickup. And I'm like, man, this is either going to be the best night, the best story, or no one will ever see us again.
Or you're going to have your organs harvested.
Yes. I think I still have all of my organs. But, sorry. So we get in the back of this pickup and hey, you want to buy something? They slide up in the back window and there's me and the wife and I don't know, 3 or 4 people in the back and 2 or 3 in the cab. Slide the window. Hey, you want to get some beer? Sure. Well, why not? They drive through an illegal, like all-night beer place, a little cinder block building in the middle of nowhere with a window, and you drive up and you slip them some pesos and out comes a case of beer. Like, man, this is great. It is darker than dark out there at this point. We get back on the road and we are driving in through, I have no idea where we were. And at one point, one of the guys...
You scared at this point? Are you a little scared?
I had tequila. Are you kidding? Yeah. I was 10 feet tall, bulletproof, and didn't really give a damn at that point. And one of the guys looks up, hey, do you mind if I kiss your wife?
That's not my wife, but go ahead, sure.
Sure.
Does your dog bite?
No, he wanted to kiss her on the cheek. I'm like, whatever. If I'd known then what I know today, not only can you kiss her, you can have her.
She pulled her pants down to show you her heart on.
So, wow. So we keep driving, and we end up in the middle of nowhere and pull up to this apartment complex, and we all get out of the truck. Come on, you can. We walk through the little courtyard of the apartments, and the pool there was lit, but it was cloudy, so you couldn't see the bottom of it. And I'm thinking, oh man. By then the tequila might be wearing off. And I'm going,
how many dudes were in this pool?
Oh. So we walk by there, and we walk up to their apartment, and again, there's I guess probably 6, 7 of us total. And we go in, and they say, here's the master bed. You can have our bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
They gave us their bedroom. They all lined up like sausage, like tamales in the front room of this apartment, and gave it. They were the kindest, they were the best people in the world.
Mm-hmm.
They gave us their bedroom. They made breakfast the next morning.
They'd never seen a 6'4" white guy before.
It was.
They thought you were a god.
The coolest thing. And like I said, I think I still have all of my my internal organs. I'm not sure. But it was just the coolest experience. The next day, we got up. I want to say for whatever reason, the bed broke. I don't know. That's probably a different story. But we got up the next day, and we learned us some more Spanish. Got back in the truck, drove back to Senor Frogs, and they were like, hey, man, when you come down next time, blah, blah, blah. And so we made permanent friends who I cannot remember their names. Sure. And we know how to get in touch with them if my life depended on it.
If you come here illegally, and thank you, and you have a kid here, your kid is then a U.S. citizen. Right? So you have anchor babies.
You're talking about an anchor baby?
Right.
Yeah.
But if you are a U.S. citizen and you go to Mexico and you get a woman pregnant there, you as a U.S. citizen, does your kid become a U.S. citizen, or how's that work?
Hold on, back up.
Because
if you are an American and you go
let's
to...
put it this way. How do we know that you don't have a bunch of kids walking around in Mexico right now? Because while you were passed out, they tap-rooted that DNA sample of yours.
Maybe that's why the bed broke. Is that possible?
Senor Brad. Oh, Senor possible? Brad. I'm next.
Yeah, well, here's the worst thing I did. I was unarmed, so even if they had...
you were willing. Can't rape the willing.
That's true. I brought in something for show and tell today.
There you go.
This is the one. This is the little pistol or little revolver.
The pearl handle one.
No, you've not seen this one.
No, I said it's a pearl handle. That's
yes.
a pearl handle.
Yes.
Where's the necklace?
Right. Now, for those of you who cannot see, if you're listening to the podcast, this is a tiny little, I don't know, 3.5-inch long gun. It's a little revolver with pearl handle. It looks like a Derringer, but it's a 5 or 6 shot.
It's amazing. Put this right through someone's eye to kill them. What caliber is it? 25?
I think it's 22. See, now you dropped the pin out, which, by the way, is a nail.
I thought there was
which is holding the cylinder in. That's how old this thing is. It's lost the pin that holds the cylinder into the frame.
Wow.
But this thing was given to my dad by a. Here's honestly the story I remember is it was given to my dad by some woman in San Diego. So I don't know if women in San Diego just have a thing about
small
giving away guns,
powerful weapons,
small powerful weapons, whatever it is. But the fact of the matter is, this thing, I just looked it up. I've never been able to figure out what it is.
No,
I just looked it up, and somebody paid $1,600 for one of these. I'm like, suddenly,
isn't that amazing?
This thing is valuable.
Sure.
Look, if you want to find your very own, there are many like this. This one, however, is mine. Go to traguns.com. traguns.com. You will not find one of these, which, by the way, is called a gem. And if anybody knows anything more about a gem engraved revolver, please let me know, because I would like to find out. And maybe you'd like to buy it. I think this is like pre-1900.
The first 36 minutes of that movie is all that's worth it. That's it.
Which one?
You gave a reference. This is my rifle.
Ah, yes. Okay, sorry.
Why are you not stomping the shit out of Private Pile?
See?
I love that movie.
traguns.com. It is America's most convenient gun store. It is the most convenient gun store on earth, for that matter, and you will find a variety of guns to rival the gun store in your local neighborhood. And probably nicer people. Kurt and the gang there will, they have a little chat bot. You can go online and chat with them. Keep it clean.
No.
Or you don't have to. But they have these incredible 360
Excuse me
reviews.
while I whip this out. Oh.
Whatever it takes. TRE Guns, tarriverarms.com, treguns.com. They'll both get you to the same exact place. And when you get there, tell them we sent you. Because that'll let them know that you're actually listening and doing some of these things, which is what we need. Some more good news on the Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez front.
She's so hot.
Till she talks. She is now officially going to be a comic book. Yeah.
What?
She is going to be a comic book. They are publishing a Alexandria Cortez and the Freshman Force, new party who dis is it's coming up May 15th from Devil's Due Comics. It features the stories of AOC and other progressive women shaking up the halls of Congress, created by dozens of artists from across the country. The stories are going to run the gamut from cute and sweet to cathartic venting stories to just irreverent fun plots, they say, all with a general theme that this is a pro-AOC, pro-New Congress project. Devil's Due publisher, his name is Josh Blaylock. He told Vice that as of yet, there's no overarching plot the stories build toward. Much like real life, as a matter of fact.
Joke.
But each give their own interpretation of the current moment in politics. In a page given to TMZ, AOC is, they mention her a lot, is a super jacked wrestler who defeats her former Democrat opponent, Joe Crowley, in the ring and then bumps into an even more jacked Nancy Pelosi with a six-pack in the locker room. This sounds fascinating, and I would recommend you probably get like the first two copies of it, because when it disappears, it is going to be worth a lot of money. Or this thing could actually go on to be an incredibly successful comic book, much like The Walking Dead.
Please don't turn it into a series. I've had enough of her already.
Now,
who would play AOC in a... I mean, Marty Feldman's dead.
Sure. Who would it be? Who would be the modern day equivalent?
Well, your name's not Frodrick, is it?
Isaac,
It's
any ideas?
Ogle.
I'm thinking.
Who would be AOC in a live action? Sure. I think. See, no, proving that she's one of a kind. Is that what we're doing? Jack Hole Angry Beaver says AOC is going to be a comic strip. Isn't she already a huge joke? Well, see, that's a different. I mean, it's not going to be a funny comic strip. She's going to be doing.
She's going to be doing.
She's going to be doing a lot of things.
She's a congressional whore. Just to let you know, Royanne Watts says that you have a pimp gun. That's what that was, a pimp gun.
Is that what they're called? I mean, I know that there were a lot of cheap little revolvers sold before the turn of the last century, and they were so cheap. So cheap and undependable that
like my ex.
They were suicide guns, basically, because the chances of shooting yourself with it or it just blowing up in your hand was probably higher than a bullet coming out the end of the barrel. But if you want to buy this one, it is for sale, and probably the nicest little gun you'll ever see, with beautiful ivory handles or pearl handles, whatever they are. They're beautiful.
Necklaces.
They're whatever you want them to be. For $2,000, they are whatever you want them to be. Just saying. Speaking of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, damn it,
Yo soy muy caliente.
They're gonna wear out the strummer. Biggest U.S. city to go 100% renewable, lost millions of dollars. This is Georgetown, Texas.
There's Georgetown, Texas?
Georgetown, Texas officials are lashing out at critics of its costly plan for 100% renewable electricity.
You've got to watch The Exorcist 3 because it takes place in Georgetown. I'm telling you, you've got to watch it. No, yeah, well, no, the other Georgetown. Yeah, you'd like that movie. You really would. George C. Scott was amazing.
Yeah, but by the time they get to the second sequel on anything,
they don't go to the second one because it was it's a whole Father Merrick or Malik, whatever his name is, all that crap, and they go to the third one. You have to see it. It was a great story. It was very, very well written.
Okay. I'll trust you.
There you go.
The green energy contracts there in Georgetown have cost the Texas city $30 million in 3 years. Former President Al Gore called the city a trailblazer on renewables, but Guess what? Despite the fact they're going green, electricity rates are going up. They spent $30 million, as I said, on this project since its transition to 100% renewable energy in 2016.
Do you remember 20 years ago when we were all freaking out over the light bulbs? Oh my God, we got to change these light bulbs.
No, you mean when George Bush was freaking out over the light bulbs?
Yeah,
I wasn't.
It's like, okay, big friggin' deal. Big friggin' deal.
And what did we do?
Catalytic converters on cars.
And what did we do with the light bulbs?
They changed them.
They changed them to what? They went from
LEDs.
incandescent. They went to CFLs. CFLs, compact fluorescent.
Notice how I'm going to sit there for the listening audience, nod my head, like, oh yeah, sure, Brad. Oh, I remember that.
Technically,
CSL.
It's the little spinny ones. They look like the pigtails. You know, the little light bulbs.
The spiral ones.
Yes.
Okay.
They're basically a tiny little fluorescent light. The problem is they contain mercury, so technically every time you dropped one and it broke, you were technically supposed to call the hazmat team because you would be breathing in the mercury.
Oh, Freddie?
It may be.
Italian.
So,
I will never not laugh at that.
Did you, as a kid, did you ever take the fluorescent tubes and
yes, and they exploded? Yes.
Have you tried to do that lately?
No.
Oh my God, those things are hard to break.
I'm afraid of getting caught doing anything nowadays. It's like because it's like anyone
You're
can get arrested.
afraid?
Oh, dude, I can get arrested. You can get arrested for anything. Anything.
You can hardly break a fluorescent
I'll go
bulb
walking
these
through the
days.
parking lot here singing the theme song to the facts of life. You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life. And I'm going to worry about some Texas Ranger coming up and going, we don't do that here, son. We don't do that here, son.
You ain't from around here, are you?
No. We don't accept that kind of talk out here.
So after we got these CFL light bulbs that replaced the incandescent Edison bulbs, which I lay at the feet of somebody at GE. The fluorescent bulb industry had a brilliant lobbying group because there was no other reason for these CFLs to have taken over for the Edisons. Finally, we turned over to LEDs, which are that was the solution.
The technology
from the start.
back then was not as powerful as it is now. So everything
neither were
progressed.
CFLs.
Right. So everything progresses. I understand that. So it's like with this whole Green New Deal crap. I applaud the desire, but the lunacy of what she wants done in an aggressive time frame bothers me. She's a moron.
You mean even though she's hot?
Oh, she's so hot.
It's cost, as I said, $30 million. The electricity costs, because of how it's structured in the contracts, the town of 70,000 people is apparently the largest U.S. city to claim it's running on 100% renewable electricity. So you're saying essentially that this is a good thing then?
Anything in theory, anything is good. Anything. Yes, you want to get rid of all cars because it's going to save the planet. In theory, that's a great thing. In reality, you're not taking my gas guzzling vehicles that give me pleasure just by looking at them. You're not doing it. I like my cars. In theory, it's a great idea to have nothing but organic foods that are going to keep my body healthy and alive for the next 60 years so that Gwen and her husband can go, oh, look, you're going to live and you're going to be 90 years old and have your 5th children and you're going to, but in reality, I want my pizza. I want my donuts.
Who doesn't?
I want to, here's the deal. This is the two things I want of it. Understand me right now. I want to stuff things in my face that absolutely give me the two euphoric pleasures of being content to the position of having to immediately take a nap or 2 hours later be sitting on the throne and having the most satisfying dump on the planet because of the crap I ate.
Wow, and Isaac is with you 100% on this one.
I love pizza.
That's you. That's right.
I love pizza. Oh, Senor, I love pizza. Say that for
oh
time.
My God.
Senor. I love pizza.
No, you got to put the senor part first.
I'm not gonna say that.
Why? Is that not saying Mister?
That's very
Mister, I love pizza. What's
Senor,
wrong with
I
that?
love pizza.
Thank
there.
you. Jeez. I tell you, these interns, they're getting out of hand. So yeah, the city is 100% now renewable, and guess what? They're taking the bullet for the rest of the team because they are paying through the nose for this whole thing. They're going to be the test city, so we'll see. We'll keep an eye, and yet another story that we need to keep an eye on for future. Any communiques coming in using the hashtag what I learned today?
Yes, DMXDM says, I stand with you on your number 2. Hashtag what I learned today. That's right. Yeah. And Pride Roasters Coffee, America's Pride Roasters Coffee, APR absolutely helps with that. But you want to get something moving?
Yes.
I have my daily constitutional thanks to APR Coffee. Yeah, we got over on some of the. Michael says, excuse me, this is Michael Watt says, George Patton said, son, only a pimp in a Louisiana whorehouse carries a pearl-handled revolvers. These are ivory.
And there you have it. Yep. Another example of Trump derangement syndrome. Excuse me, I need to change out my hats from my Jetson Covington hat at jetsoncovington.com. By the way, you can get your very own hat and support the cause, jetsoncovington.com. Now I have the official hat with the built-in trigger, the MAGA hat. Let's see here. This was in Santa Fe, Oklahoma, which I didn't know there was a Santa Fe, Oklahoma.
Oh, Oklahoma.
The wind comes whipping up your Santa Fe High School. A Trump supporting student there appeared to have his Make America Great Again apparel ripped off of him. The student was wearing a MAGA hat on his head and a Trump-themed flag as a cape.
And who ripped it off of him,
for
Uncle Brad?
A school fundraising event that allows students to wear headgear to school, which is normally not allowed. The boy seems to get into an altercation with another student
who happened to be...
Happen to be what?
What did he happen to be?
I don't know.
Are you reading it or you didn't see it?
I'm just reading. I'm about to play it.
Okay. He's a POC.
The boy seems to get in an altercation with it. He appears to knock the hat off his head, and then the guy yells a racial slur at him as well.
Come here.
I don't think that he's walking over and
it's the guy in the yellow vest, right?
Yes. Yeah, the guy in the yellow vest. He just goes over and basically, boy, he takes that.
That if you did it.
Oh.
Yep. See, now if you did that, you'd be arrested.
Yes, he actually did. Yes. He knocks the hat off the kid's head. So it's a guy who, a white kid holding the flag and wearing the hat, and the black kid comes over and yanks the flag out of his head, and knocks the hat right off of his head. Why don't you hear more about this? Why are we the only ones talking about it? You don't hear these stories. No, you hear the stories of people like Jussie Smollett. You hear the stories.
Jussie Smollett. He's going to be in prison with R. Kelly and Bill Cosby.
It is stunning.
Jussie comes into my jail. And Jussie looks like a fine young man. And
he's actually very happy in jail, he says.
Bill's pudding pop in your little poop.
You put the bills in the pudding and the pudding in the people.
Little Rudy.
That's what you do.
Ryan is back there with a little poop. And I love it. It's good.
We will keep an eye out for more Trump derangement syndrome stories as the affliction continues to run rampant through the population.
Rapist Bill.
It is the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Drink this for me. It tastes like cocoa.
Wow. This is your Daily MoJo. Continues next.
This is the seditious, rabble-rousing, liberty-loving, homophonic,
Matlock. 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 What does that bottom thing say? Matlock. Yeah. That's so what I'm doing now doesn't go out here. Matlock. Matlock.
NASDAQ futures, 22 points.
Matlock.
Lower. More on these stories at townhall.com.
It looks like you're losing.
I am.
Are you losing weight?
I am losing. I've lost about 10 pounds.
Matlock.
How are you doing it?
Funny name, but I've done it with Riduzone. RADUzone.com, and the stuff works. It's
Matlock.
Molecule this and the found in that. All I can tell you is it makes
Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Can you read me what his says when it comes up?
Boost your metabolism so you're burning more. Try it today. It's going to work for you like it's worked for Brad and countless other people. Riduzone.com. RIDUzone.com.
Matlock, you should hear me normal. Type in there. You should hear me at normal level.
Do that today. Go to jdrf.org.
Check 1 2.
Type 1 diabetes.
I do not, and just say I cannot.
It's something good you can do for the world.
JDRF.org. The 3, which is a threesome. Yes. But a full, I guess, foursome. And then 5.
Check 1 2.
You're in no man's land. Yeah. No, you're in a lot of.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check. Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Hey, are you tired of the bar scene? Tired of trying to meet
Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
I'll tell you what, I'm a classic example of online dating. I met my beautiful wife online.
Check 1 2.
platform,
Check Matlock.
and you
Check.
can too. Check out wethepeople.dating.
Check 1 2.
There's a better way for all of you single guys.
Check
and you
1
ladies
2.
out there.
Check 1 2.
You know what? Life, liberty, and the pursuit of a partner ought to be your #1 goal, just like the Constitution.
Check 1
It's
2.
easy
Check.
to find a liberty-minded match, and it takes less than a minute to create a free account and begin browsing through over 11 million monthly subscribers.
All right.
Look, if you're looking
Hello?
for someone, you don't have any time, you've got a computer, you've got an internet, you can start browsing wethepeople.dating. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of a partner shouldn't be a mantra, it should be a goal. For the love of people and people of love. Listen to Matlock. Check out wethepeople.dating.
This is the MoJo 50 Institute for the Advanced Application of Freedom. Ya bitches.
The mothership has landed.
Stephen English says, will somebody give this guy a check 1 2? So if you were listening on the in the Facebook chat room, you got to hear a little behind radio. That's the that's what we do in the Facebook chat room. You see, you're paying the.
That's right. You pay the behind. You get the behind the scenes there. We're trying to test with Matlock up in DC. So bear with us, folks.
Yeah. So that's what the $20 you send in every month is getting you. Is the behind the scenes look. So,
Same as downtown?
Yeah, exactly. So if you're not,
that's right. The only people who couldn't hear us talking were on Spreaker and iHeart.
See, those people didn't pay their $20 like you did listening on Facebook. Chef Patrick joins us, by the way. Is there anybody that you guys would pay $25,000 to look like? If you could look like anybody, would you pay?
No.
Nobody? Izzo, nobody?
No, I don't know.
I mean, why would you want to change that face anyway, right? I mean, Isaac, nobody wanted to change to look like your face? Why is Isaac taking his clothes off?
Did I touch something on the way in?
I'm not
sure.
sure.
You know, that happens.
There's a mother in England who spent $25,000 on plastic surgery to look like Meghan Markle. She's gone under 5.5 hours of cosmetic surgery to get a nose job, liposuction on her stomach, her thighs, as she got a butt lift too.
Is there photos? I bet you she
yes,
looks
actually.
Like her. I bet she looks nothing like her.
She lives in Houston, Texas. She's had fillers under her eyes.
We have a name.
She's had fillers in her lips. And her jawline, according to Botox, in addition to Botox. Her name is Zochatel Greer, Xocytl, Zochatel Greer. And she's a lawyer. She's a lawyer.
Oh,
in
my
Houston.
God. You spelled it pretty good.
$2,500 to look like Guy Fieri or some other.
That's what.
Oh, wow. You got to go there immediately, don't you? You got.
I don't know how much Izzo paid to look like him.
On the Walk of Fame.
Wait a minute.
See, she's not. She's kind of hot.
Dude, did you see her plastic surgery?
Yes.
For before and after?
Yes.
Oh, well done.
See?
All right. What's
well done.
25 grand.
Look at this.
You can
I'd
look
be
like her.
Get away from me. Oh, how much do I got to pay you?
That's pretty good work for 25 grand.
Just saying. Just saying. All right, Chef Patrick, from women.
Is she on the
only
menu?
two things that really matter in this life, women and food, right?
I thought it was carfume and perfume, but yeah.
Hey, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. I have no idea what you got for us today, so I'm rolling the dice.
Yeah.
Rolling the dice on this one. Hit me.
So, so they passed the Farm Bill across the country. The Farm Bill was, they had rolled in CBDs in there, basically hemp.
Yeah.
They made it legal in all 50 states to grow.
Finally,
but that's just hemp.
Right.
I think it was 14 states in the original Farm Bill in 2004. Anyway.
We had the guy last week on from the Centers for Medicine and Human Public Interest, and we were discussing the CBDs and hemp and the fact that it needs to be. I mean, it's crazy that it's still lumped in with pot. We're dealing with decades old.
Exactly.
I'm going to say propaganda, really.
Yeah, I mean, it started in the 1920s, 30s.
Reefer madness.
Yep.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It is stupid. So CBDs, your body naturally produces them.
Right.
There's CBDs, cannabinoids. There's cannabidiol. There's CBD, CBG, CBN. Your body produces THCA.
NBC, ABC, CBS, whatever it takes, really. So
FFF.
Whatever to FFA.
Free Fox.
See what you did there.
So anyway.
So they passed it. They passed the Farm Bill.
Yeah, so it's expensive, though, to grow hemp. I mean, it's not expensive, but there's a huge demand for CBDs right now. So they found a way now to take yeast, and they feed the yeast, and it actually produces CBDs. It produces cannabinoids.
But she bitches for a month.
But she's going to bake you some bread like that one lady?
Or the beer. Let's not forget the beer.
But yeah, so they take an extract from the buds of the marijuana plant, cannabis sativa.
Okay.
And
that's the upper one, right? Sativa
is a stimulant, yes.
Yes.
Indica is in the couch.
Okay, gotcha.
I know an awful lot for a guy who doesn't really smoke.
See? Just saying. All right, so that's good news. So we got hemp and we got CBDs that are finally going to be legal, and that this is a 50-state federal level.
We'll see. I might save one for if the audio goes live. But
okay,
is it just our audio? I don't even know.
Just our audio?
You're trying to watch what you're eating, right? You're trying to
yes, I'm part of the Doc Thompson Healthy Lifestyle Challenge. And by the way, Gwen wanted to know if you would contribute some recipes to.
I will, and actually, I should go ahead and join up. Actually, I need to do that.
That would be nice.
You guys are both cowards.
Top of the Doc Thompson MoJo.
I'm a quitter. I'm sorry.
There you go.
I'm a quitter. Yeah. All right. So the most effective way, and probably the easiest, well, it's easier than people think, but the most consistent way to lose weight is to track what you eat. That's simple.
See, that's such a pain in the butt.
Well, so
I don't want to write it down. I know if I eat M&Ms, it's bad.
There's apps that we can scan the labels of things. You can actually, they have, like if you start typing potato, the list pops up. Potato, baking potato, with butter, without butter, plain, steamed, boiled, however you want to. And it's really easy. MyFitnessPal is an easy app to use.
Oh, that's still around. That was big. It's one of the biggest
it's still around. It's been around for like 15 years.
MyFitnessPal?
MyFitnessPal is free. But anyway, that's the most consistent strategy to losing weight because people don't track what they eat. Obviously, you have to moderate your consumption, and if you don't do that, then you don't.
Right. I mean, it's a pretty simple formula. You have to eat fewer calories than you expend, and then you'll lose weight. If you eat more than you expend, you'll gain weight.
Yeah, pretty much how it goes.
But it's the problem is around the addiction centers, the sugars.
Addictions? Nobody in this room has any addictions. Come on.
Yeah, I don't. I can quit any time.
Oh yeah,
sugar's a bitch.
Yeah,
it is just. I mean,
I had 2 bowls of cornflakes yesterday. I probably 4 handfuls of those damn caramel M&Ms. Would you stop telling people about those?
Raider brought those. Man. Yeah, or had them sent. Thank you, Raider.
Yes, thank you, Raider.
He also sent all the booze, by the way.
They're good, but that's a lot of booze,
good
by the
guy.
way. Yes, he is a good guy.
Good guy.
And then I probably had, 12 of the Werthers yesterday. So that was just yesterday.
That's old people's candy.
I love it, though. It's butterscotch.
It's old people's candy.
That's chocolate and butterscotch.
Unless you eat the Werther's chocolate, in which case those are kind of chewy. But the Werther's original, it's old people's candy. And
what's wrong with that?
They're tasty.
I'm getting old.
Tasty.
We're getting old.
Damn tasty, yes.
We're getting seasoned.
Yeah.
All right. So and actually the people the participants that daily tracked what they ate, they lost, I think it was 20. So when they started out, it took 23 minutes to track what they ate. By the time they were done with the study, it was 14.6 minutes. And on average, they lost something like, I want to say it was right around 18% of their body, 14 or 18% of their body weight, which is pretty good when you think about it.
It's almost a quarter of or 1/5 of the body weight. And they tracked it for how long?
It was a pretty short study. It was, by the study, good question.
Short study.
Good thing I didn't have to be prepared today.
Shorts. We'll just wait.
Dun, dun, dun.
Speaking of short, did
Anyway.
you, while he's looking for that, did you check out more Bridget the Midget?
Ah, yes. After you
She's
sent
hot.
me the,
I'm
she is
telling you,
actually pretty
she's
hot.
hot.
I haven't seen her speak yet. So. I'm sorry. Did you find out where
Deep dish or New York style?
Deep dish. Yeah, I don't. What is New York style? That wide, big thing.
New York
whatever?
style is thin.
Yeah,
thin crust.
How about like Neapolitan?
No, I do the panzerottis though, or the calzones.
I love calzones. Calzones are
Did you
my
not figure
favorites.
out how long the study was?
Nah, you know what?
Oh.
I'm over
All right.
it.
Have we moved on to
As
pizza?
Doc would say, I wasn't feeling it.
I got you. They moved on to pizza now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so pizza.
Mm-hmm. No, I was just curious. So the whole pizza for breakfast thing.
Yes.
Yeah. So now there's this big question thrown out to the food and beverage industry. Are pizza places going to start having breakfast, serving breakfast? Are they going to open for that meal period?
The thing is, it's a day. It's the next day pizza. So that's the problem. I can't picture having hot piping pizza for breakfast.
Why?
But yes, I can't. I'm just saying.
What's wrong with you, communist?
There is something about putting a pizza in the fridge after you've had it the night before.
Is that a euphemism?
That's right.
I just leave it on the counter.
That cheese melting. And then the next day, it's cool, and it's just. Does it biologically do something to the ingredients, or because I know if you put,
I
if
think
you
it's
get
BS,
wings,
but you know.
Well, I was told that if you have hot wings, like or whatever, and you put them in the fridge, that the longer they stay in a cool environment or something, they get hotter.
So I could see where the spices become hotter, but I don't see how that. So there may be an interaction between so the fat congealing in the cheese. You're probably not digesting or absorbing as much because it's going through your digestive tract. You don't absorb anything till it's body temperature, right? That's why, That's why drinking room temperature water is better for you than drinking cold ice water. So,
You know, an acupuncture doctor probably 30 years ago told me that. Drink room temperature water, which I can't think of anything more disgusting than drinking room temperature water.
You're
but,
right.
Okay, but I get it.
Growing up in upstate New York, it was really cold up there, so room temperature was pretty cool. But anyway, I could see how you would absorb less. The acid and the tomato sauce.
Well, they're
must have
saying
some
though
sort
that
of effect.
it's actually when you get down to the the sugar that's in cereals that if you go with the if the pizza has
instead.
vegetables on it, if it has, I mean, it's got the bread, it's got the pizza sauce, which
but
tomato
there's no
sauce,
added
which-
sugar. I mean, you might put a tiny bit of sugar in the dough starter, but that's it. I mean, that's all the sugar.
So I can see why they probably not like Cheerios, but I mean, if you start getting into some of these sugary cereals, absolutely it'd be much better for you.
Who wants Cheerios? Unless they're honey.
Yeah,
nut.
put a crap load of sugar on there.
Right, yeah.
And then you scrape it out at the bottom.
And
or
then
you
by
just
the
refill the bowl.
by the time you get down to the bottom, they've turned into the big, giant like pillows full of milk. It's like squishy. I hate those.
24 weeks was the length of it. After
24 weeks
I
study.
read it 4 times.
How did you not? I'm sorry. How did we not bell that?
Which part?
Push pillows full of milk. That
I don't
are
know. Why
squishy.
didn't you bell it? I'm
you know what?
depending
Because
on you.
I don't.
I have things to do over here.
You did get that spot. You did.
You left
get
me
that
with too
spot.
damn much work. You ring the damn bell.
That's why I do the other one.
Do you like whiskey?
I
like
like whiskey.
Do you like scotch?
Is a bear Catholic? Come on. Do I like scotch? I'm not sophisticated enough to taste the difference between scotch and whiskey. I like a. I tell you the one thing. I think it's Jack Daniel's Black Label.
Yeah, just plain old Jack.
Taking a shot of that, man, you feel that in your fingertips. I mean, it really is the weirdest thing.
It is a little warm going down.
Wow, I can feel that thing all the way down and out.
So Scotch has the flavor profile is a little bit different. It can have this kind of petroleum aroma to it. Can have a kind of a petroleum smell and flavor.
Right.
It comes from the peat that they use to.
Pete. His name's Pete.
Yeah, no, the peat moss that they use. So anyway,
peat moss. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It's in the barrel. They aged it.
I mean, yeah. So how much do you think voted the #1 Scotch in the world? How much do you think it costs?
Is it Lugavulin or whatever? Is it Ron Swanson's?
If it's comparable to that damned iPhone that was $98 million.
Lagavulin's one of my favorites, actually.
Oh, it's Lagavulin?
Yeah,
He
or
pronounces it-
Lagavulin.
Yeah, he
either
pronounces
way.
Lagavulin. No.
So,
see, I'd be horrible at this. I'm guessing more than $20.
actually, no.
Really?
Yep. Out of all the scotches that were tasted, and this is the Queen Margot whiskey from the so there's a supermarket called Lidl in England, Lidl.
Okay.
And they have their own brand of they have whiskey, vodka, bourbon, so on and so forth. Anyway,
so like $2 chuck.
It's $18.99 basically. 19
$20.
bucks.
So
there's a
19
George
bucks, 20
Thorogood
bucks.
song about
Wow.
it.
Mhm.
And it's wait, what's this whiskey or what's this scotch called?
So the scotch is Queen Margot whiskey, and it was selected as this year's winner of the best Scotch whiskey category in the World Whiskey Awards.
So scotch is a whiskey, but whiskey isn't scotch. Is that right?
So actually, bourbon is
Oh, crap. Here we go.
Everywhere but in the United States, whiskey is Scotch.
Okay.
Okay. Bourbon is bourbon.
All right.
I call it all whiskey. I don't really care. It's like drinking red with fish. Who cares? Just drink what you want.
Whatever. We got a chef saying that one. Holy
Put
cow.
it together. Now, if I pair the wines and you don't try it, then I might say at least try it. But you can have whatever you want with it.
I had a friend of mine in Nashville. He has a wine cellar that, I don't know, probably by now it's probably $50,000 worth of wine. And
do you have insurance on that? You'd have to have insurance on that, right?
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
That runs on green energy, right?
Oh, sure. I would always ask him because I'm not a wine snob. I don't even like wine. And
Malbec.
I would not.
I love Malbec.
I wouldn't know which wine was the most. He said, whatever you like.
That's how it should be.
If $10 wine tastes good, drink it.
Does.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
$10 bottle of 14 hands the other day was pretty awesome.
14, bet you did.
That's exactly what Robert Kraft was getting down in Florida, as a matter of fact, 14 hands.
That was pretty good value there.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. So anyway, I thought that was fascinating. I mean, I've been reading about these rare scotches that are going for like $5 million in
That's
Asia.
just crazy. That's the problem is that I think maybe the tides are turning. I think especially with Gen Z, you're going to see more of these. If it tastes good, I'm going to drink it. I don't care if it's $5. It
started to turn in the beer industry. Yes. You went from Miller Lite, Bud Light to, I made this craft beer in my basement.
Right.
It's infused with pineapples and okay.
Remember Bud Light or Budweiser, their big
I can't get a Bud
big
down.
step into it was Bud Light Lime. And that was which I thought was good, but that was their last ditch effort.
You know what is absolutely amazing?
They're great
on a hot, and this is why I want to move to Texas, because it's hotter here than it is in Chicago. On a hot summer day, an ice cold Miller High Life.
Oh yeah,
is
High Life.
unbelievable.
Nobody drinks that anymore. I love Miller High Life.
But once it's set, the second it gets a little bit warm, it tastes like cow piss. But freezing cold, it's unbelievable on a hot summer day.
Well,
there you go.
Did you hear about the new brew? We're talking about these infused beers. Did you hear about the new one in? I think it's out of Norfolk, Virginia.
It's not Norfolk. It's Norfolk.
Sorry, Norfolk.
Norfolk.
Norfolk. In Norwegen, Norfolk.
Neither foot, Norfolk, Virginia.
They have a new beer that came out. It's called, I think it's called Saturday, all day IPA.
S-A-D-U-I, D-A-Y.
Oh my God.
Night.
It's based on the flavor of the flavors of the marshmallows in Lucky Charms. That's what they infused into the beer.
City Rollers, the soccer game's about to start.
Yeah. That sounded good to me, actually. I like flavored beers.
Yeah. I don't know if I want marshmallow-infused beer.
Why not?
I do like the Revolver, what's the...
Blood
and Honey. Oh, man. That's such a good one. The honey, Matt hates it. It's not that sweet. It's got a touch of honey on the end.
Matt's taste is in his ass.
That blood orange.
He doesn't. I mean, good grief.
I'll be sure and stick his bottle down there next time. Beer for breakfast on Friday.
He wouldn't know a good beer if he shoved it.
I'm glad I don't buy good stuff for beer for breakfast on Friday.
By the way, this is all brought to you by MoJoWildRice.com. We're still bragging on your wild rice waffles.
Yeah, those are good. Those are good.
Those were so good.
It was only one session, and Pavlov's dog kicked in where he walked in the room.
I know,
I started salivating.
Yeah.
I'm like, you son of a bitch, your hands are empty.
How long are you here?
Till tomorrow.
Well, I got to make something tomorrow then, right?
Yes, that would be fabulous.
Cool.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Any of the fabulous treats from the Northwoods of Minnesota. And you can go to Nostalgia Wild Rice, but how do you spell Nostalgia? Exactly. Right?
MoJo.
MoJoWildRice.com. That is where you'll find the gift packs of the waffle mix. You'll find
blue.
Don't Google that. You'll find the beer jellies. You'll find it.
The whipped honey. Oh man. And yes, the pepper jams are my favorite. The pepper jelly, that ghost pepper jelly. Did you try that?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't like stuff that just burns your mouth forever.
That's why I dumped her.
No, it did.
Left a stain on your soul.
My sheets, I had to burn.
Thank you.
Quickest diet you ever had. No, it was warm. It was kind of like eating something a little less than jalapeno.
Right.
But boy, my body heated. I was sitting here, I was sweating, dripping sweat. It was.
By the way, you know how they harvest the wild rice, don't you? They bend it over.
How do they do it, Uncle Brad?
They bend it over and they beat it. That's what they do.
I'm on the bell. I'm on the bell.
They would thank you. They would bend the stalks into their canoes, and they would hit the head, so the seeds from the heads would fall into the canoe. That's how they harvest.
There is. I know there's a process with mint leaves. You slap him and it opens him up. I think is that somewhat similar? Like it brings out the flavor in them.
I think it makes it fall off the stalk because they grow in water. You have to go around with a canoe to get them. But there are more modern techniques of harvesting, but that's the classic way.
By the way, did you say Ricky?
No, he sent me a text. He was going to call, but he's not here yet.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So he had something he wanted to tell us.
All right, so MoJoWildRice.com, MoJoWildRice.com. Continuing on with Chef Patrick.
Yeah, so today is National Chili Day.
It is, and ironically, it's very chilly outside here in Texas, where
it's icy outside.
It's
still
it's worse.
I went and checked on the balcony on the other side.
Oh, you will slip on this balcony if you
fall into the MoJo River.
You will fall, which is not a bad thing because it's beautiful this time of year. It's not frozen, but you will fall on your keister outside the back door here.
Yes, you will.
Back door.
Yes, you will.
So I actually came up with a chili recipe that it's kind of a take on what we had the other day. He didn't know. So
Raider,
right? So Raider, the original recipe he actually had butternut squash in it, but he didn't know how to put it in there without it falling apart.
Right.
So the recipe I put out there has butternut squash in it. What he was using was pumpkin puree, which was actually really good.
It was.
Awesome.
That was incredible chili.
It was really good.
I enjoyed it.
He's a good cook.
It's National Chocolate Souffle Day.
Well, why wouldn't it be?
Chocolate souffle. Is that okay? So when you say souffle, is that I always think of like
the Miss Hannigan singing in Annie. I make a very dry martini.
Is it a pie?
I make a very wet souffle.
Is it a pie? So describe a souffle.
We got to call her. I think Ricky called.
All right.
No, it's not your phone. Our phone. Yeah. Do you want to take it now?
Okay. Actually, can we bottom of the hour?
Ricky's got. Hey, Ricky, hang on.
Yeah, we'll take it at the bottom of the hour
because I know he's got experience in liquor.
Some things to say.
He's got some liquor too.
And
we can't yet see who it is, so it may be Ricky.
Yeah,
or
it's from Illinois because he sent me a text. He wanted to call in.
Yeah, we have the world's cheapest phone system, so we can't actually find out who it is, but it will. It's you turn your microphone off there.
Hey,
yeah, it's Ricky. It's Illinois calling.
How do you know? I don't have any sound. Oh, you know what? Turn my volume up.
Well, why didn't you say something?
Well, because they said the sound was off. I had no audio. I thought the whole time we're just BSing the whole time.
Chocolate souffle.
All right, so do you know what a souffle is?
$20, same as downtown.
Pretty close.
No, I don't. Exactly. Tell me exactly what it is.
Okay, so you make a pastry cream, right? So a custard,
right?
And then you fold egg whites into that flavored custard,
right?
So it could be Grand Marnier flavored, vanilla, chocolate.
I've had 150-year-old Grand Marnier.
I like.
Oh
that.
My God, is that good?
I like where you're going with it.
Now there's the biggest thing is when you pull the souffle out of the oven, you can't open the oven. You can't because as soon as you shut the oven, it's going to fall. Yep.
Okay.
Because it's just a bunch of bubbles.
All right.
So there are a couple tricks to this. You have to coat the ramekin with butter.
French.
I know. Right?
Oh, I know.
So you coat the what?
Hey, we killed all their old growth wines about 150 years ago. That's why they hate us. You know that, right?
Oh my God!
I'll tell you that story in a minute if we have time. All right. So anyway, you coat the inside of the ramekin or the dish that you're baking it in with butter, and then you sprinkle sugar in there, and then you dust it and dump the extra sugar out.
Right.
But if you add just a touch of flour to the pastry cream before you fold the egg whites in, it won't fall when you take it out of the oven, and it doesn't change the texture.
So it's just a really light.
It's like flavored air. And when you get to the table, you actually.
I'm not sure I've ever had.
It's a tease. It's a tease and it's a lie. You know, like everything else in life.
If I had
like women, it's a tease and a lie.
I still can't believe I thought we had no audio or something because I didn't have the volume up.
We've always been here. So a souffle. Okay, so you're gonna have to make a souffle at some point here in the near future because
I need to get an oven to put on the countertop back there, and I can do one. We don't have an oven here. Nowhere here.
There's no oven in the damn building.
There's not one.
What kind of a studio do we sit in?
Well,
one without an oven.
One that needs to build a full kitchen studio downstairs.
Well,
that'd be cool.
There's that.
But anyway, so and then when it comes to the table, hopefully it's still puffed and tall, and
we're still talking about souffle, right?
Yes. And then you with 2 spoons you kind of break it open in the center and you pour the sauce in, whatever sauce is in there.
Those crab legs.
We just got something from Kansas City Steak Company.
From Bob.
From Bob Blah Blah?
No,
who from Bob? Who?
I don't know. Just
Bob from Playboy?
No.
Who the hell's Bob? I don't know Bob.
The name. He emailed me. I just didn't say
all right.
Very cool.
Well, it's very.
I can't let you hoard this.
Well, we do have a grill. We do have a grill down there.
All right. Well, there you go. So steaks just arrived from Bob. Thank you, Bob.
I think
don't know who Bob is, but thank you, Bob. We got steaks, and it's appropriate that they arrived when you're sitting here, Chef Patrick.
Steaks, eggs, and savory pancakes for breakfast tomorrow.
Damn.
Oh, son of a bitch.
I am not missing work tomorrow. I was thinking about calling in sick.
That's what they say. Call or eating like you're going to the electric chair.
I was calling in sick tomorrow, and now I suddenly feel a breath of fresh air.
That would be Bob Anderson Surveying Company.
Well,
Listener
all
Bob.
right.
Thank you, Bob.
Bob,
Thank you very much.
If next time
We
I
like
need some
steaks.
surveying done, I am calling Anderson Surveying Company because, I mean, nobody surveys like Anderson. I will say that. I mean, I've been a big fan of Anderson Survey Company for decades
I
now.
told you about them last month.
Yes, I mean, we just
told you about them.
thinking about going drinking over to Anderson Survey Company.
You know what's odd is that these people send stuff for their birthday. Tomorrow's his birthday.
I love it.
Oh, isn't that
so he said he sent it for his birthday.
Isn't that fabulous?
I'll have to defrost some tonight overnight, and I'll get up. I'll cook steaks. We'll do steak and eggs, and again, I'll make something different with the nostalgia pancake or the waffle mix.
Medium.
Yeah, rare's good.
Bleeding
like
on the
blue.
Oh, bleeding. No, just above
Yeah.
blue.
My father was like a really, really hot cast iron pan for like 30 seconds on each side. Leave it cold in the middle.
Yeah.
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 It's hard to chew that way.
I was going to say it's too chewy at that point.
Yeah.
So
Rare's good.
Yeah.
Like Max.
Man, I love this audience. They send. I've got the protein bars.
You pooping? You pooping yet?
Am I pooping yet?
Yeah, protein. That's going to bind you up.
Oh.
You'll be like you're going to need your stuff to.
Awesome
move that
deal.
around.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I love my tummy. Yeah, I'm set there. I got steak. This is the best. I hope that everybody has birthdays soon. All right, so Chef Patrick, your show over on Spoonie is coming up. What time today?
I'm on at 2 o'clock Eastern for 2 hours, live every day. Mark Conway launched yesterday. He'll have his second episode right before me. So
All right,
nice. All right, one
and
to
you
two.
can find that over at spoonie.com.
Yep.
Also on the Spoonie Facebook page, and we share it on the MoJo Facebook page and on the Facebook pages of me. And
You ever do a
Mojo
fast
50.
food episode? I'll sit in with you.
We can do a fast food episode. Absolutely.
You don't look like a guy to me
Oh,
who looks
I
like he
love
loves
fast
to
food.
eat. I mean, it's really weird because you're so svelte.
All right, Ricky's coming up after the break. I think he's got something he wants to tell us.
Oh, this will be interesting. All right, Chef Patrick, thank you. This is your Daily Mojo.
High capacity, fully automatic, large caliber, freedom. MoJo 50.
Today, it's time to switch things up a bit here on
I have
By
no
the
idea.
Numbers
I got
as
you,
we
brother.
take a look into the world of college football.
Can you hear me
Spring
now?
football right around
Facebook
the
and
corner.
YouTube,
This is a perfect time
live
to-
from CPAC.
Yeah, it's relatively loud there.
Yeah, it's packed.
It's just going to have to be loud.
Oh yeah, well I'm gonna be louder, so don't worry. They'll hear me halfway down the hallway. Don't
but we got you loud and clear, dude.
don't
5
you
by 5.
worry, my man.
Yeah, so it's loud and clear. You can hear us over here, and you can hear the music and everything. Okay.
I got Andrea Kay over here beside me. We're sitting here
Hey.
having a conversation.
Tell Andrea I said hello.
Ron says hello. Yeah, it's busy. There's people everywhere. So the mics
Fantastic.
are fine. I'm using their mics. They're all their stuff. So
Mics are good, and we've got you. So we'll see you
in about half an hour.
Yep. All right. Have a good one.
Peace out.
Bye.
Ticket sales, its only real source of revenue. That should give you a good perspective on how bad things are, even for the most supported programs in the country. JUCO football has been a vital piece of the college football puzzle for a long time, so this type of stuff is concerning. Let me remind you that 4 former JUCO players have gone on to win the Heisman Trophy: Cam Newton, O.J. Simpson, Roger Staubach, and Mike Rozier. 8 former JUCO players played in this past Super Bowl, and big names like Aaron Rodgers and Alvin Kamara also played JUCO ball. The report also points out that about 800 JUCO players go on to play FBS football every year, and the biggest programs in the country have benefited from it as well, with about 1/5 of those players playing at Power 5 programs. Will these programs adapt and get better at incoming revenue streams, or will JUCO football continue to die a slow death? It certainly would be a sad day for players and coaches to see this path to success shut off. This has been By the Numbers. I'm Andrew Coppins, and you can follow me on Twitter at The Coppins Show.
By the Numbers with Andrew Coppins is powered by TarRiverArms.com. They've revolutionized online firearm sales with high-resolution pictures, 3D imaging, and the best prices. How much will you save? Find out at TarRiverArms.com. That's TarRiverArms.com.
The Daily Mojo.
Wow. Jackhole Nation is wide awake. See, Cool Silver Wolf over on the Twitter says, I'd love to see the Happy Kim meme start again. We'll find out if we can find that one. JR15, Food Biz Pro, make the guy some Evansville, Indiana-styled fried pig brain sandwiches. Sandwiches! Right. So we'll get Kansas City. And this, again, thank you, Bob, from Backyard Cows.
Thanks, Uncle Bob. Oh, Backyard Cows on the MeWe chat room.
Yeah, we never know.
MeWe chat room.
See? And you're dissing them over there. And
No.
I
said they're psychos. I said they're psychos.
Well, they're psychos who send steaks. So.
Yeah.
Did you see what was in the box?
Yeah. What's in the box?
No, it's right there on that piece of paper. Read it.
Filet mignon and boneless Kansas City strips.
Oh.
Mills's wife's head was in the box.
Patrick's already getting the grill ready.
Dirty whore mouth. Oh, I would kiss Backyard. Thank you. And happy birthday today to Backyard Cows. All right, so the phone, we have Ricky's on the line.
Man, sorry to keep you there. Ricky, you there?
Fall asleep.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I got your text. You said you had something you want to tell us. What's going on?
Oh yeah, I gotta start my own show on that station. It's gonna be a whole segment about why people are the craziest people on earth.
Why? Who's crazy now?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a guy. He was delivering food to people's houses. Do you hear that story?
I think that Brad was going to tell me about it.
I know. Go ahead and why don't you describe what this gentleman, he's in Maryville, Tennessee, was doing, Ricky?
Yeah, well, to be scientific about it, the man got someone ordered some Mexican food and salsa, and the man delivering it, he said, I know this lady. She don't give me no tip, and I got to drive 30 minutes to her house. So he dipped his testicles right inside the salsa.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. He said he dipped his testicles in the salsa. Only in America.
That's right.
Did you think, was this appropriate?
Now, every time I don't know, but if I call that place for salsa, I'm going to tell them I don't want nuts in mine. I'm going to say, give me my salsa without the nuts.
Oh.
And you know what? You know what's funny?
Yeah.
Now listen to this. You know my cousin Ronaldo?
Yes, he's the one who took my money at the card game.
Yeah. How come black people named their kid Italian name? Ronaldo. I look at my sister, I'm like, what the hell is going on with that name? Yeah. So Ronaldo, he said, that's dragon salsa. And I said, dragon salsa?
Dragon salsa?
Yeah, he said, that stuff is called dragon salsa. I said, why is it called dragon salsa? He goes, because that man drag his nuts right through it.
Hold on, we need a rim shot for all of this. Damn it.
Oh, my God.
Bill.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to get there. I'll find the rim shot. You guys continue.
Oh, Ricky. All right. Well, you know what? Like I said, that's a good thing. When we go down to JJ's Chicken and Shrimp, we don't have any of that problem because they don't have salsa there.
No, they don't have salsa. They don't have well, they do have a bulletproof glass.
And
that's all I know.
They got tartar sauce too for what we go on there. You got
yeah.
What's the weather like in Chicago? And how's the you got any drive-by shootings or any news that you need to convey out here in Texas?
No, it's 19 degrees today, so it's the same old stuff. 7 months of winter down here, so 19 degrees. And did you see they got some lady, she go run for Chicago mayor. She looked like Grady from Sanford and Son.
Oh my God! Yes, yes, Preckwinkle, Tony Preckwinkle. She's in the runoff with Lightfoot or whatever her name is.
Gordon Lightfoot's running for mayor in Chicago.
Well, what was that song? That 7-minute song about the shipwreck.
Lives on
there you go.
Ship on down.
Yep.
Edmund Fitzgerald.
Yes.
How the hell do you know what that song is? You're black.
Hey, no, man, I know everything.
The wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Yes. Holy! Have you ever been on a boat?
I know everything.
Have you ever been on a boat? There black people don't like water.
I don't like going on no boat because I don't know how to swim.
Okay.
I found the rim shot, ladies and gentlemen. Just so you know.
You got any plans over the next day or two? Or are you what are you doing?
No, we're just gonna go. You know, we go over to a pizza place because they got a pizza buffet.
Oh, yeah.
It's $5.99. $5.99 a person. You can eat as much pizza as you want.
Okay, who you bringing?
I bring Cleota May.
Oh, okay.
Did you ever go to pizza buffet with me?
No, we've gone to a couple different clubs, and you and I just stick to the Sharkies or JJ's.
The what?
Oh man, they got a catfish pizza. You got to try the catfish pizza.
Why? What's Oh boy,
in Ricky's neighborhood, there's a JJ's Chicken and Shrimp and Sharky's seafood on every corner.
Okay,
it's like the Starbucks of the South Side.
Sharkies.
Yeah,
You know how if you're up here in Chicago, if you want to know if you're in a good neighborhood, you just look for a Long John Silver. You see a Long John Silver, that's a good neighborhood right there.
All right,
that's high class.
All right, well, Ricky, man, thanks for the call and thanks for the Nut Dragon story, and yeah, we'll talk to you in the next day or two.
Yep, Dragon Salsa. Don't get it unless you want balls dragged through it.
All right, Ricky, later. Talk to you, man. Oh, God.
First time ever. I didn't know they put nuts in salsa. And the dumbass put it on like Facebook or Instagram.
That's the problem.
He took a video and a picture of it and posted it online.
Yep.
He deserves everything he's got coming. Jeez, what? I mean, if you're going to be stupid, you got to be smarter about being stupid.
Yep.
There's something wrong with him.
Sometimes it's okay to keep the joke to yourself and not try to share it with others.
Yes. I mean, there's just, well,
I mean, that's what I do with my pants.
Sometimes the jokes are just for us. Communique is coming in via the...
Yeah, it says Larky effing Farkin, hashtag what I learned today. It's very difficult to say his name without tripping up this
right? Mm-hmm.
No joke, I have a friend who got so pissed at his cousin over a prank that he sabotaged his salsa. Parts of his nether regions were added without him knowing, and the whole batch was eaten.
Parts of his nether regions?
Yeah.
So, like...
Oh, wait a minute. I see what you did there. Let's be frank and PA. Hashtag what I learned today. Tostitos salsa brand? Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like it.
What exactly did you say?
Tostitos.
Tostitos?
Now, you know what Tostitos are, right?
Tostitos, yeah.
What are they?
It's like the chips, the scoop. Scoop
I was thinking of
chips.
the pizza rolls.
No, those are
That's
Totino's.
Totino. Okay, yeah.
Totinos.
You ever do this? Now, so we have giardiniera in Italian. The giardiniera. So we do giardiniera sandwiches. I put a little bit of mustard on bread. You load that thing up with giardiniera and you eat it. Just what I was done. I got so desperate the other day. I was so friggin' hungry. I had a pizza roll sandwich. It was fantastic. It was carb on top of carb on top of carb. I had like a loaf of bread that you'd make a sub out of. I heated up half a bag of pizza rolls, and I just ate those things. Oh, it was fantastic.
Oh, pizza rolls are...
Oh, I'm addicted.
To pizza rolls?
Yes.
There's a lot of things to be addicted to. All right, so I've been, for whatever reason, I think I've gotten through all, was it 25 Bond films now?
You watched them all, really?
Yeah. Over the course of like the last 6
I really got into the
months.
last since the reboot.
Oh,
I
you
have
haven't?
not. I haven't seen Spectre yet. I
Okay.
haven't seen Spectre. Christoph Waltz is an amazing actor. I've
Yes.
seen highlights on the wormhole that is called YouTube.
Yes.
So I want to see Spectre.
Isaac, have you seen the James Bond films, the 007?
I think just GoldenEye. That's it.
Just GoldenEye? What, that was...
Have you seen Golden Shower?
No.
Totally different. GoldenEye was that Pierce Brosnan? Which one was GoldenEye?
Yes.
Pierce
Brosnan. You know, there was a big deal when they hired him to do Bond. They wanted him in the movies prior to that, the period that Timothy Dalton was Bond.
Yeah, it was good.
And Pierce Brosnan was at the time doing Remington Steele on NBC, and NBC wouldn't let him out of his contract to do the Bond films.
Yep.
So he got hosed out of being able to do the Bond films at that point. That's why they hired. Very good.
I'm trying.
Look at you.
I'm trying.
Who's a good
It's
boy
like,
learning the bell?
Right when I pick it up, it's going to be, all right, hey, kicking your ass back to Chicago.
And
See
it sticks by a stick sometimes. If you notice that,
I noticed this one. This one's got like something.
This one does too.
This one was used for something.
This one needs. We need some bell lube. But anyway, Timothy Dalton got hired to do to be Bond before.
Pierce.
Yes. I don't think he was that great a Bond.
Which one, Timothy Dalton?
Right.
He was a mid-level. It was okay. was good.
See, and initially I thought Roger Moore was the best James
Really?
Bond. Yeah, I did, and everybody was like, "No, it's Sean Connery."
Well, Sean Connery, you don't have the suspension of disbelief. He's playing a character. You don't see James Bond. You see Sean Connery. That's my problem with him.
I've been watching the Roger Moore movies.
Cannonball Run too.
They're
Roger Moore,
right? But in Bond, it's like clown movies. Octopussy was a clown movie. Literally, he plays a clown in it.
That's why
they're
I like
just
this
not.
reboot.
They're too campy.
Yeah. That's why the reboot is fantastic. They did an amazing job with this reboot.
But Sean Connery was really good at the wink and the
Beating
nod.
women.
Well, if you say so. He was really good at the wink and the nod with the little double entendre lines that he'd throw out there.
A little.
But then George Lazenby came along after that, did one film.
They're agreeing with you. Pierce, this is Cat H on the MeWe chat room. Pierce is 2 went before you. Yeah, apparently I got a C Spectre.
He had the look. Pierce Brosnan had the look. George Lazenby had the look. Ish. He was more of a model. He did the one movie, and they asked him if he wanted to do the next one. He said no.
Fool.
He didn't want to do it.
Just Peachy is asking, did you know that Pierce Brosnan wasn't allowed to wear a tuxedo in any other movie while he was playing a James Bond character?
I would imagine they probably have that rider in on the contracts of all of them.
That's interesting.
But going back, looking at the Roger Moore, far too campy, far too just goofy, and that kind of set my preference on Sean Connery. But then you bring in Daniel Craig, perfect James Bond, and he almost I think it was probably just a contract negotiation where he said he didn't want to do anymore.
Okay,
but he's doing another one.
Okay,
they're about ready to gear up. They have cast him. They are going to start shooting it this spring, and they're looking for 2 female leads. One is going to be a new M16. She's going to be an M16 agent, an MI6 agent, and the other is going to be an accomplice similar to Olga Kurylenko's character in Quantum of Solace.
And her character was who?
In Quantum of Solace, it was, oh, crap, who was it? So that was the Quantum of Solace, was the one with the big eyeball, right?
Yeah, right.
See, that's the problem. Some of them kind of lumped together.
Quantum of Solace was not a remake, was it?
No,
because the first one was
Casino Royale wasn't really a remake.
Skyfall was amazing. I loved it. Javier, whatever his name is, played an incredible villain.
Yeah,
and that end scene, just the scenery, just the cinematography at that old, like Scottish or Irish. I think it was a Scotland looked like that. Just gorgeous mansion with Annie, the guy who played Daddy Warbucks and Annie. It's 3 Annie references today.
See, in musicals. I'm starting to wonder.
People
who need people
are the luckiest people in the world. Albert Finney.
He's dead.
Yeah, is he really?
Isn't he?
I know.
Or is he?
Judi Dench died.
No, Judi Dench hasn't died.
He just died. He just died on February 7th.
Okay,
no,
Judi
her
Dench
character's
is not dead. Em is dead?
You didn't see Skyfall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crap,
Last
is she
scene,
dead?
she got shot in the stomach. And then...
but we didn't see her die, did we?
Don't know.
Damn it. See, I'm going to have to go back. The problem is that you can get like all the other Bond films on like Netflix or Prime.
The Bond wormhole.
But the last 2 are like $14 to rent. And I ain't doing it. I ain't doing. So if you've only seen GoldenEye, you have not seen Daniel Craig, Isaac. Daniel Craig.
Ooh, Bond 25. It's just come out.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
I just heard he was like an amazing Bond.
He is.
Yeah, he is.
Because Bond is a little crazy. He has to be, and he's damaged goods.
Sexy as hell.
Yeah, and he's
no homo.
But I'd have a beer with him. I mean, if he wanted to. You said I had to lay back here and get a massage from somebody.
No. You have to give them.
Oh, I have to give
Guess
them.
what's in?
All right,
I want to.
All right.
Isaac, see if we can schedule a meeting for corporate. I want to come up with a contest, and it is once a week. Guess what's in Brad's mouth, and you have to put something of in there. It's either guess what's in Brad's pocket or what's in your mouth. But I think mouth is better because you have to and describe it. Okay,
that's true.
The winner, because it's not going to be easy to win. It's not like you're going to be giving this every day. The winner gets to come in the studio right back here, and Brad Staggs will massage you. He will be shirtless. You will be doing the shirtless massage to a listener. male or female.
Doesn't really.
We will have the heat up in here, so everyone will be comfortable.
You're gonna get the full experience.
It'll make me go to sleep. The Spy Who Loved Me, I watched that one the other day, and that's the one with the car, the Lotus that turns into the submarine.
Greatest. That is one of my favorite songs on the planet from that movie.
Carly Simon.
Nobody does it better.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
God, I love that song.
The story of that car, that really is a Lotus Esprit, and they built the submarine. It's called a wet sub because they took the frame of the car and the body and turned it into a submarine. But to steer it, you can actually get into it and steer it. You have to wear a scuba suit because the interior of the car is wet too.
Oh,
it doesn't hold out the.
fantastic.
So all the scenes they shot with them, driving the thing, were obviously on a set.
Interesting.
But this car, after they got done, this was like 1977. And after they got done filming the movie, they put the car in a storage facility up in somewhere in the Northeast, Boston, someplace up there. And they prepaid the storage on this thing for 10 years. So they put on a credit card, wrote a check, whatever it is. And this car sat in a storage shed for literally 10 years. And at the end of the 10 years, by that time, everyone had forgotten it was there. So then they did one of these storage auction things where you go in and you bid, and you don't know, like Storage Wars, you bid on an auction, a little storage shed, and find out what you get after you bid on it. Some guy bid $100.
Don't tell me he won it.
And won that storage shed, and boom, they open it up. There's the car from Spy Who Loved Me. He had, this was back in, I want to say 2010 or so. In 2013, just 6-7 years ago, Elon Musk bought it from him for $500,000.
Okay, that's a profit that is on.
Yeah, I don't even need a calculator, but if you pay $100 for something and someone pays you $500,000 for it, I'd say that was a pretty decent trade.
What are you guys doing on the MeWe chat room? Number one, they're tagging you. People want you to message them. Number two, Cat H. I don't know if you haven't seen Young Frankenstein. I'm sorry, we could do a whole show on that.
Why?
Well, I don't know where that came from.
Rollins the hay.
Oh my, what knockers!
Why wouldn't you?
Igor, will you help me with the bags? Certainly. You take the blonde, I'll take the one in the turban. Best line ever. Where are you going? Where are you going? I was going to make espresso.
Oh. All right. So you say that your little trip to lovemytummy.com has been good for you.
I am the regular. It's not that I'm not regular. I'm in the bathroom 4 or 5 times a day.
That's regular.
It's the solidifiedness. Typically, it takes a garden hose and like an elephant leaf plant.
I think we get the picture.
I got to jump in the shower after every time I'm on there. But no, Atron Teal. And this is graphic. Some people here's the other problem too. Let me explain scientifically why this is a good thing. I am gaining weight as I get older. I eat things. I am sure some of your listeners can relate to this. I also work out quite heavily. So I'm tight upper body. I don't have the best mobility. To clean the horse stall after I get done with things is sometimes difficult because I'll pull a muscle. Do one of these.
Right. Yeah.
And when you sit there and have the consistency of peanut butter going on, it's a bad thing. Atron Teal, for those of you who are out there who even remotely find this funny but at the same time can relate, it has solved the problem in a week with the fact that it's like passing a Lincoln log now. And it's good. How you feel about that?
Are you done?
I'm done.
Are you done?
I'm done. I'm done.
So if you go to lovemytummy.com, that is where you'll find Atron Teal, and thankfully not
Thank
pictures.
you for saving me money and toilet
welcome.
paper.
You're absolutely welcome. If you're dealing, it's one of those things where you can either talk about it or you don't talk about it. We can dance around the subject, or we can tell you exactly what's going on. The fact of the matter is, it's all about the bacteria in your gut, and I think we're all adult. I was going to say we're all adults, but we're all over 21. Let's just put it that way. And if you're if you've got issues like your weight going up and down, if you're dealing with mood swings, they're finding out more and more now that it has to do with the bacteria in your gut, which is a weird thing to think that cause you to be depressed or manic or whatever, but just look it up. Do your own research. And then go to lovemytummy.com. That's where you'll find Atrantil, which is it's not a probiotic.
It's amazing.
It works. I'm telling you, if you have abdominal bloat, if you have discomfort, any of those things, this could be the solution you've been looking for. It's Atrantil, and you'll find it at lovemytummy.com. Lovemytummy.com.
Yeah, no joke. Everybody's got regularity issues. Either it's too frequent or it's not enough and whatnot. And if you guys, I know it's a problem with women. I do know specifically women have an issue with regularity. No joke. And I think if people want to talk to Glenn about that more too, food is an issue with women, how it affects their bodies differently.
Yes.
I'm very pleased with how it's affected me, and I'm not a female, but that's just me. But I play one on TV.
You're not a female. That's good.
Play one on TV.
So, are you familiar with the case up in, it was Kansas City. It was the...
Here I come.
It was the largest water slide, the tallest water slide, 17 stories. They called it the Verrückt, which is German for insane. And back in 2016, this thing had just barely been open. And they sent the rafts over, and I guess within... the first few rides, this kid, 10-year-old kid, and two women are in one of the rafts, goes over, thing becomes air, but this thing's going so fast it becomes airborne, and it kills the kid. It kills the kid. They tested it, but I guess they missed some things. Anyway, it turns out the little boy, the 10-year-old, was the son at that time of a state representative.
Oh, so now they're going to make a big deal out of it.
Oh no, they've been making a big deal. They've actually had to. They've torn down the water slide. This is all up in.
Sure.
It's in Kansas. Yeah, it's in Kansas City.
Here I come.
Caleb Schwab.
Oh.
Is the kid's name, and it's a horrible way to go, but really, it truly is. And the judge has now thrown out the case. He's dropped the charges against the two, the owner of the park and also the designer of the ride.
Okay.
And they've done it because the grand jury was apparently shown some reality TV footage and given information about an unrelated death that happened, and it said it basically it tainted the jury, and now they can't get they can't get a fair shake in this thing. It's pretty amazing. I mean, when you see the
3 shakes, you're playing with it.
Exactly. It's pretty amazing story when you look at because we all go to the parks and we want to. I love roller coasters. I love them.
No, we don't all do it. I'm sorry. You know what? The older I get, the more safe I get. I have a motorcycle. I love to ride. I bobbed my bike, so I got a bobber. I don't like to go over 60 miles an hour on that thing.
What are you, a pussy?
When I was in my squad car, completely different story. I do 110 miles down the street.
Right.
Roller coasters, not a chance in hell. Have you gone to YouTube, the wormhole, and seen the mishaps at those parks? A pin. You want to talk about a Jesus nut? Think about it. You're going, oh, look at this. This is great. Holy shit.
It is true when you think about the. Well, at least they're not the ones that are put up at the fair that goes up for the week.
Slingshot shit that goes. You get some carny who looks like he could be Gidget the Midget's brother, who's got the hands the size of I don't know your big toe, and he's trying to crank these little nuts on there to hold you. And you know, half those guys are going, "My life sucks. I'm a carny." And I'm going to snap today, and I'm just not going to secure this shit. I want to see how many people I can kill while going.
Today's going to be the day. See, I can understand not wanting to get on those. The ones that are there permanently, I love. I mean, those are a lot of fun. But it's the thrill ride, and it's like watching NASCAR. But tell me that when you watch NASCAR, it's not about seeing the wrecks. It's not about watching people go around in a circle.
I went to a fight and a hockey game broke out.
Exactly. So then when it finally does happen, when something like this, I mean, you're literally walking the razor's edge between life and death when you put yourself into one of these. But the 17, this is another one of those stories. We've done a lot of these today that they are open-ended, and they're going to continue on. And this one is going to be interesting to see how it and when it concludes, because I'm telling you, somebody's going to go down, especially because the boy's father is in state government. they ain't letting this one go.
No.
Not
That's what
by
I
a
said.
long
That's what
shot.
I said.
All right, I guess it's time to wrap this thing up. You ready, Isaac, in there?
Holy shit, it's been already.
Let's hit it.
What do you mean it's let's go?
I want to go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That is the end of Doc Thompson's Daily Mojo. But as always, before we go, let's find out what we learned today. We learned that Izzo had something in common with Hitler. Their level of empathy.
None. I meant none.
We learned a souffle is the equivalent of an evening with Bambi just down the street. We learned
disappointing.
We learned Michael Cohen may eventually be more honest and truthful than members of Congress, and that, my friends, is saying something. And finally, we learned that AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, will soon become a cartoon character, despite the fact that she's already one in real life. All right, so what, if anything, did you
I learned that
today?
Doc Thompson hated Spanish-speaking people.
Right?
It's ridiculous.
I know.
I learned that if you're going to fight over crab legs, make it more interesting, grab some tongs and make it a duel. Mm-hmm. And then I learned that Brad might be father to some illegitimate children down in Mexico.
It's possible. I'm not saying that there wasn't some amore happening.
There you go.
That's French, by the way, for love.
Yep.
Yeah.
Papi, you home? Papi, you're 42. Who are you?
What if anything, did the listeners learn today?
Hashtag what I learned today. FNFL Man says, wow, Rants of Izzo does a better Alex Jones impersonation than Pat Gray.
See?
Or is he the real Alex Jones? I'm telling you, it's all about the aliens. They're coming down and they're putting in your brains and gay frogs are going to attack me. And these are the alien rectal examination. We learned.
Barely knew him.
I know. We learned that DMEXEM, you don't have a serious poop problem until you have your own Twitter account dedicated to all your poo escapades.
Right?
Yes.
That'd be one Ron behind the glass.
We
yeah.
also learned Homeward Bound Onion. Hashtag what I learned today. Mexicans are like cue balls. The harder you hit them, the more English you'll get out of them.
Wow.
Oh, holy shit. Oh, my God.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
I have the urge to just turn the whole thing off now.
I'm going to sneak out the door right now.
I'm right behind you. Right behind you. I'm assuming that's all. We should probably just leave it there. So what's coming up on the program tomorrow?
Probably a lawsuit.
Oh, we have the Friday leftovers too, I believe. What's coming up with Matt Locke here?
Who's
next? The conservative cartel.
He's
next.
the big guy over in Washington, D.C.
Yes.
Yeah.
He'll be live from CPAC.
Yeah,
so
they're gonna
all of that and more to stay tuned to.
That's what they put on your face to sleep, right?
I do believe so. We will get to those new numbers on procrastination as soon as Doc Thompson returns from his extended vacation. I don't know. The guy calls in sick, on vacation, whatever. Today, your Daily Mojo is a Ron Phillips and Yoso Aiza production. Remember, for wherever you go, whatever you do, you live by the rules, and you have a shot at being both right and happy. Good night, Doc Thompson. We know where you are.